Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. And with me, as always, my co-host, Nick Mason.
James is doing something. He's making some sort of gesture.
No.
I thought you were going to clap a mosquito or something.
No.
What are you doing?
I'm just cradling the microphone, but not fully, just holding the essence of it.
That's like the vibe I got. Like you were trying to
summon the power of podcasting.
Super Kamehameha, generate the energy we need to podcast.
Yeah, man.
And we really do need it. So
Yeah,
if you could keep at that.
Just keep doing it?
Yeah,
well, that's how that works in that show, isn't it? They just hold a pose for 40 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they blast a big guy who steps out of the way. That's Dragon Ball Z
That's
for
right.
you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're going to blast a big guy, and the big guy's Hollywood.
That's right. Well, we are actually. I got some big news this week, Mason. We're going to talk about some delays over at Sony HQ.
Oh, boo.
Do you like Spider-Man movies that are adjacent to Spider-Man that don't feature Spider-Man? It's getting delayed, one of those.
No, I don't like those. The more you went into that sentence, the less I liked it. You were like, Spider-Man movies? And I'm like, yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
And then he said more stuff, and I'm like,
No,
I'm
not
glad
mostly.
I didn't say yes immediately because I would have looked quite the fool.
That's true.
Imagine if you'd said all that stuff, and I went, yeah, I like that. Yuck.
You'd have to quit
I would have to quit. That's right.
everything you do, not
yeah.
just this.
Yeah.
We got a trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, big trailer.
We're going to talk news of 28 years later, the sequel to 28 weeks later, which is a follow-up 28 days later. And then we're going to talk about as the election looms, Mason, as the big US election.
What is it? That's not looming for ages.
What's November?
Is
What's
it?
Hollywood?
Feels like it's been looming since the last election.
I know. It was...
Can you think of any moment? Because we're not in America, obviously, but
No.
boy, we hear
It's
about
everywhere.
it. We hear about it, and boy, it's been
in our media.
Yeah.
People yell at us.
I cannot think of a single minute in the last 4 years that I haven't thought about. That it hasn't been in our face, and I've been like, oh, election stuff.
At least there's one good choice and one bad choice, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. No doubt there is one good choice and one bad choice. Absolutely.
I'm laughing, Mason.
Oh, yes.
I'm laughing because I'm doing satire.
You are doing satire, that's right.
Then we're going to talk about The Fall Guy.
Two senile guys, just different types of senile.
That's right.
That's what's happening there.
Talk about The Fall Guy, which isn't out in the US, but it is out in other regions in the world. But we'll very clearly do a non-spoiler section for those people who are interested.
That's exactly
in
right.
checking
The
it out.
world has righted itself.
That's right.
And Australia is getting movies slightly before
Well,
America
it was filmed
again.
here, you know?
Yeah.
It was filmed here.
Yeah, it's all bloody...
It did look exactly like the movie Anyone But You, or whatever it's called, which was
right.
also filmed here. They both also have action scenes within the Sydney Harbour.
Yeah, okay,
Just
right.
spinning around in a boat.
I still
or
haven't
whatever.
got to that Anyone But You. But
The new one? Have you
Yeah,
watched
yeah.
this one then?
I did watch this one. I did watch the movie we're going to talk about this week.
Oh my God.
I'm doing my job here. I'm working hard.
I've just got a note. It says Sydney Opera House. I'm going to put that in.
Okay, right. Sydney Opera House, everyone cheer. Oh,
Yeah.
the dog's here. Hello, Ollie.
Hello, Ollie.
Ollie, are you here to remind me to tell everyone that I was on an episode of Who Knew It with Matt Stewart?
No!
Wow, she
Yeah.
talked for the first time ever. And then she left.
Yep.
Wow. Think she's ever going to do that again?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too.
Yeah.
But she wasn't here for that, but it reminded me anyway.
Yeah.
That I was on an episode with the great Mish Wittrup and the great Cass Page.
Oh my God, what a team up.
The dream team,
Yeah.
as we always call ourselves.
Yeah.
It's a fun podcast where we do a game.
I'm supposed to have been on that, but I haven't yet.
Nice.
I delayed it one time or twice. I don't know. It'll come around.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I'll get there.
You got stuff on. You don't have time to make up whimsical names for fish or whatever.
I've never made up a whimsical anything.
That's right.
Even when I did that dog voice, that was the most I could muster. There was nothing.
You did the dog voice?
I was also on a podcast, mate.
Oh, yes, tell me about
The
it.
Dream Team.
Yeah, talk about the dream team.
It was formerly Fofop, but now it's Tofop with friends. It was myself and Charlie Clausen, where we're just discussing all manner of things. He was interested in like the decline in comic book movies and pop culture and nostalgia, so he got into that, among other things. It's a good fun time. I meant to mention it last week, but I didn't. But I'm mentioning it this week.
I also meant to mention mine last week, but I forgot.
Wow. We could have spaced this out properly, but we didn't.
That's right. We could cut this bit.
Yep.
And then we could announce them next week.
That's true. That's a good point.
Give this whole thing space to breathe, you know
Completely
what I mean?
agree, Mason.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, time codes below if you do want to jump to anything in particular. Let's talk about Sony delays. For one, the Karate Kid remake. I've written Karate Kids. Maybe that is what it's called. I don't know.
Maybe it's the Karate's Kid. Maybe it's like Governor's General.
Oh, okay.
You know? Yeah. Look out, it's the Karate's Kid. How many is there? I don't know.
I don't know, man. That's moving from December 13th of this year to May 30th of next year. You're going to have to wait later for your karate's kid.
Turned out the kid didn't learn any karate. The
Oh,
kid on
really?
set. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Showed up unprepared.
That's right. I mean, the kid's 3. So what do you expect?
Yeah, well, learn your karate.
Yeah, that's
what
right.
I say, Mason.
Yeah.
Does it
They could have gotten a very little man to sub in, you know?
Exactly. To switch the head or whatever. Face replacement.
Yeah, that's right.
That's something that the movie we're talking about is big on, isn't
They
it?
could change it to Karate Man.
Oh.
You know, black belt Karate Man. Yeah, he knows all the moves.
Oh, yeah.
Every one.
Absolutely.
Chop, kick.
Yep. Slide, sweep.
Yeah,
kick.
sweep kick. Sure, absolutely.
Shoryuken.
Yeah, sure, you can. Absolutely.
Which is the big spinning kick?
It's not that. It's got a very long name that I can never remember.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And this one hurts, Mason. Another Sony delay.
I just do it. I don't know the name. I just do the big helicopter spinning kick.
Fair enough, yeah.
I'll do it later.
Okay, well, I look forward to it.
Yeah, I'll do it. We'll gather the local neighborhood kids.
And line them up and kick them.
Yeah, I'm gonna helicopter kick them.
Then you got to beat up a car.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, my God. Kraven the Hunter is moving from August 30th of this year to December 13th. I think they're looking for that clear run.
Absolutely,
in December.
yeah.
That's probably a smart move.
Absolutely, they
This
are
movie
looking.
nobody
They are
wants.
looking for no competition whatsoever. So the funniest move here would be for any other studio to just drop anything.
I'm
like
just
right
looking.
next to
Okay,
it.
so what we've got here in December, we've got the Mufasa, which is the Mufasa,
Mufasa.
which is a Lion King prequel. That's coming out in December.
Okay.
We've also got there's an animated movie for Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yep.
Which could do quite well. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is coming out December 20th. That could just kick the shit out of that.
It absolutely
really.
will, yeah.
I have watched some of that new Knuckles show with my son, who was explaining it to you in great detail.
He sure was. And I know there's a guy and a lady.
Yep.
Somebody got beaten up.
Kid Cudi's in it.
Kid Cudi's in it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's probably is a smart move.
Somebody cut their hair.
Yeah. We were talking about
crazy.
Robotnik or something.
Yeah.
Robotnik's not in it. Spoiler alert. But he's coming back. Jim Carrey. He's coming out of retirement. But yeah, I think they're looking for like Aquaman 2 or even original Aquaman. Just leave it. Just leave it and see what happens.
Absolutely, yeah.
Unlike the last few Sony spin-offs, which have just died immediately. And fair enough, because they're bad.
Awful.
They've made bad movies.
Yeah.
But they have re-released their Spider-Man movies in cinemas. Did you see that?
I did see that, yeah.
And apparently they're doing all right, considering they've already all come out 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So there you go.
They look good on the big screen. Can't undeniable.
Sure they do. I wonder if there's ever been a Spider-Man movie I haven't seen on the big screen. No, I've been dragged to all of them. I've dragged myself to all of them, I should say. Nobody's taken.
I was going to say who. You saw that look in my eye where it's going to be like, who dragged you? Who in your life would drag you besides your damn self?
Sure. More good than bad, though, I would say, on
That's
those
true.
ones, I would say. Anyways, hopefully this is more good than bad.
Uh-oh.
Deadpool and Wolverine new trailer. Not
That's
just
right.
a teaser. There's action aplenty.
Oh, there's action. There's Easter eggs. There's references.
Oh my God. Apparently also, despite all of that, you don't need to watch anything else MCU related to go into this.
Yeah.
Which I do not believe could be true. I'm sure they'll explain it and whatever.
Uh-huh.
But who's going into this with no knowledge anyway? You couldn't.
Deadpool guys.
What do you mean?
Guys who love Deadpool.
No, I mean no knowledge of the MCU. They're saying like you can see this on its own. It's standalone.
Deadpool guys.
Deadpool guys don't watch the MCU.
I reckon there are a bunch of Deadpool guys who don't watch the MCU.
I do not believe that. How would they even get the jokes then? Because they want to get the jokes. They want to be in on the jokes.
I don't think they do. I think Deadpool has the cadence of comedy.
Yeah.
And if you know the references, you get the jokes. But
The rhythm.
otherwise, he's just got the rhythm.
He gets you in the rhythm.
And everybody goes, ha ha, you got him,
Blah,
Deadpool.
blah, blah.
You're
That's
the coolest
just
guy
like
in the room.
Blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
What are we in the blah, blah, blah? Yeah, very good.
And they are. That's the thing. He's a truth teller as well.
He really is, Mason.
Let's break out some Easter eggs here.
Sure, man.
Liefeld
Liefeld's feet.
Liefeld's Just Feet. It's
Yep.
some sort of shoe and or feet store.
Yep. You can't draw.
That's
feet.
right. We see a bunch of X-Men from the various X-Men continuities. We see Azazel. We see Lady Deathstrike.
Yep.
We see Toad, maybe?
The actors are returning, right?
Seems
I
that way,
assume.
yeah.
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 That's cool.
That's cool.
Which continuity is what? We see that the villain confirmed as Cassandra Nova.
A villain.
A
Maybe
villain.
not the villain.
No, there's a bunch of marauding types. A bunch of Mad Maxians. So you reckon he's going to be like Mad Max Mad Max, you're just like Mad Max.
Yes, he is.
This is
gonna
Mad
say
Max. This is the comic Old Man Logan sort
that.
of.
Yeah.
Giant skeleton.
Yes, Ant-Man's giant
Ant-Man
skeleton. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So giant Ant-Man skeleton is in Old Man Logan. This seems to be very void Old Man Logan collapsing universe kind of situation.
But this Wolverine is not the Logan Wolverine. He's a different Wolverine.
I think he could be.
He could be.
Because he could be a variant where he let down his universe and everybody died. Or he could be the Logan taken out of time between the Wolverine and Logan.
Okay, sure.
Because remember he killed all the X-Men with his mind? No, Xavier killed everybody.
Yeah.
Or something. And he's the only one. And maybe he couldn't save them or something.
I should have killed my friend Charles Xavier.
He should have killed him.
That's right.
Because he went right off.
Yeah. He went off chops.
He did. He went off Charles.
Charles, you're going off chops right now. What do I do?
Put the helmet on him.
Put the helmet on him.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Cassandra Nova is Professor X's evil twin in the comics.
That's correct, yes.
Who there's some comic panels of them beating each other up in the womb.
She is a sort of spirit who entered into the womb when Charles Xavier's mother was pregnant with him and like formed a near identical body.
Yep.
And then he was like,
no,
even as a baby, I'm not on board with this. And so killed her with her own umbilical cord.
Nice.
And then she survived, like her spirit survived and eventually regenerated a new body.
Very Voldemort.
And basically has all of Professor X's powers and more.
Yeah.
And can walk.
Yeah. Wow.
That's one of the powers.
Oh, damn.
Did you see there appears to be inside the Ant-Man head, there appears to be a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So I suspect she is using Professor X's wheelchair as a throne, perhaps?
I think I read a thing where like maybe she's killed a bunch of them.
Okay.
I mean, we've seen a bunch of him die. He's died several times across many movies. Most recently in a version of him died in Doctor Strange too.
Right.
Yeah. Got his face like torn in half.
Yeah.
His whole head. That was pretty good. But yeah, I think it's the Logan Wolverine and they dump him back in the timeline.
Okay.
They wipe his memory and just put him back.
Okay, sure.
And that's fun. There's a scene, I don't know if you saw it, where Wolverine is fighting Deadpool.
And the choreography is exactly the same.
Spider-Man 1,
Yes.
where he's fighting Flash. It's the same choreography.
It is,
it's like
yes.
identical.
Unless there's been some fun edits there.
Sure. Even then, Mason.
The effort's been made, hasn't it? Someone's made that effort.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
right.
they're not involved with the production of this movie, but they've certainly made an effort, haven't they?
Also in the Old Man Logan comic, there's a couple of giant skeletons. There's a giant Loki skeleton as well.
It's Skellington, but all right,
Skellington,
continue.
I apologize. There's a Doctor Strange portal.
There is, that's true,
At some point. Does that mean a Doctor Strange or does it just mean one of those Doctor Strange rings?
I reckon it might be Wong.
Oh, it'd be good if it was Wong,
I
yeah.
think they'll get Wong.
I would prefer Wong to Doctor Strange.
Or
actually.
Madison from the
Sure.
She-Hulk series, yeah. Huh?
Would you prefer Wong to show up than Doctor Strange? Because I would prefer to see Wong.
I would prefer to see Wong also, yes. Yeah. Because he'd be there, Doctor Strange would be there lecturing about the blood, don't mess with the multiverse. You messed with the multiverse, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, man.
You ruined everything.
You did a Spider-Man on everybody. You made everybody all see all the Spider-Men at once. I didn't want to see that.
That's right.
Dog-
It's vulgar.
Yeah, dog pool.
Oh, I didn't see Dogpool.
Yeah. Okay, how about this? Here's a question for you. Would you prefer this to be a new variant of Wolverine that we haven't seen?
Yep.
Or an existing one?
Ooh, because I feel like it's
it's
more
like
It's more emotionally resonant if it's an existing Wolverine, isn't it?
Because there might also be more than one existing Wolverine. Because Logan sort of ties in.
Yeah. Logan might also be the Logan universe also might be a completely separate universe from the rest of the X-Men universes in that it is sort of more of a bare bones universe where it isn't all the colorful adventures of the X-Men. It's just some guys with just quite rudimentary powers.
X-Men
you know what
1.
I mean?
It's the guys from X-Men 1.
Yeah, but even more rudimentary because if you remember that movie, there's we see their X-Men comics, and at one point Logan says, well, it didn't really happen the way.
Yeah.
So, and we never really see Professor X do anything particularly spectacular. He can only do like those mental blasts that upset everyone. He can't really do. You never see him do
Do you reckon that's what he did at his school?
Yeah, I think so. Hey, kids, check this out. I think, so I was... I mean, and obviously he's very old in that movie, and he's had some mental issues.
Yeah.
But I got the impression maybe from that movie that he's never had the ability to freeze a shopping mall's worth of people or do all this,
I think he has
finesse stuff.
because that's why he's so powerful that he can kill everybody else.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
But that's
maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, the Wolverine in like X-Men Origins might also be a different Wolverine.
All right.
X-Men First Class or whatever, because those timelines are all
That's true.
all
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah. So I guess it's more emotionally resonant if it's Logan Wolverine, but also does that not take away from his sacrifice?
Not if they just put him back.
Yeah, I guess if they just put him back to die, but then they like the.
I think he'll knowingly sacrifice himself to go back, and they're like, "Well, we have to wipe your memory, because this thing has to happen, etc."
Because if you don't go back, they won't be able to bury you in a shallow grave, and that's important for the timeline reasons.
Exactly.
You got to save them kids or whatever.
Where an amateur metal detectorist can find you.
Yeah. I mean, we could send you back with all the knowledge of what's going to happen and like a big laser gun or something, and you can kill that clone of you like really easily.
Yeah, exactly. Could cure your.
No, I'll just make the noble sacrifice for no reason.
Cure your adamantium poisoning.
That's right.
What an idiot.
Yeah. Or they're just relying on us, the viewer, going, "Oh, that's Wolverine," and he's had some.
That's probably also all you need to know, really.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Wolverine.
It's just a Wolverine, and we know he's whichever version it is. He's had some problems, and he's in a bar.
He wants to die.
Exactly.
Etc. and so forth.
Yeah.
Oh, he can't get his claws out. Erection joke.
Yep.
And so on. But he does have his yellow and blue suit, and then he tears the sleeves off.
Yeah.
God, he's big again.
He's huge.
He's big again.
He could have just done his arms, though.
That's all I would have done.
Yeah.
One arm.
Oh, yeah.
Kill me from one side.
Oh, and you can only rip one sleeve off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
They're really
He's
good.
looking big. He's looking good.
He gets shot in the nuts.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah.
Someone gets hit in the nuts.
Yeah. He gets shot in the sides at one point.
That's right.
Yeah. I saw some rumors that are probably true about certain other people that are going to turn up, which I'm not going to get into.
Famke Janssen? Might she be in
said
it?
she has or hasn't. I can't remember.
I
would say she's definitely in it. I don't know specifically about that. I saw also recently that they're putting the Daredevil movie on Disney Plus. I think we're probably going to see. I think if you watch what's happening on Disney Plus and what they're going to put on, I think it'll probably hint towards things you'll see.
All the clues are there.
I think, potentially. But, I don't know. I think also that maybe this has got more emotional resonance than we thought, Mason.
Yes.
Maybe,
Yeah.
Maybe there's so much heart in this we won't even know. It won't be all joke. It'll be big sacrifice, etc.
Might be big sacrifice, sure.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Did you like the cocaine joke where they're just naming different words for cocaine? Did that make you go, oh my God?
Absolutely.
Jokes are back.
Yeah, that's right.
Comedy's back.
That's right. We thought it was all over, but movies are back, jokes are back.
Comedy's back.
Comedy is back.
And we can thank Top Gun Maverick for that.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, should we move it along?
Oh, did you see there's a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff for Mission Impossible 8?
Oh.
It's floating about. Have you seen?
What's going on?
Oh, he's got a motorcycle.
He's got long hair. That's what you want to talk about. He's got long hair.
He does have long hair, which would suggest a little bit of a time jump, wouldn't it?
I don't know what he's doing with that. Stop with that.
You don't like it?
You can't now. It's over.
He's too old for it? He's too old for that hair?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even think the cut looks right on him anymore.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. Just me? Just me?
Just you. Just you, man. Yeah.
Hey, man, you do what you can. Oh, I meant to put this in. Did you see Tom Cruise went to David Beckham's 50th birthday
and he
party?
did some breakdancing.
He did some breakdancing. Allegedly. 62 or whatever.
And the Spice Girls were there.
The Spice Girls were there. And I was like, great. But he did some breakdancing in front of everybody and then did the full splits.
Which he's done before,
to an agape audience.
What were the audience?
Agape, Mason.
They were agape. Okay.
It could not.
And the question then arises is, has he always had breakdancing in his back pocket?
Yes.
Or did he get the invite to this party and he's like, well, I've got to have a party trick. I guess I'll learn to breakdance.
Tom Cruise doing the splits, because I type in Tom Cruise splits and it's like Tom Cruise split with his wife, and then he split with his wife again, and then it's just that.
Everybody's having a normal time. He's one of the most normal guys.
He split with his Russian socialite girlfriend. Apparently, I didn't know.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Never heard of her.
Socialite Elishna Krayrova. I don't know.
Sounds made up, but all right.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Was this recent? Was it during the production of Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1?
I'm checking the date on this.
Okay.
This is via,
are we breaking a scoop here?
This is via OK USA.
Okay, USA.
February 22nd, 2024.
Whoa.
God, I thought...
He's had a whirlwind romance.
I thought this was the one.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
You'll be all right, Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Your money will save you, I think.
Money will save you. That's right.
right.
This is my deadline.
I think he's going to get married to a movie camera.
Yeah, he might.
Get married to a Panavision lens or something.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, Mason.
Yeah.
Deadline are reporting that 28 years later, which is going to be directed by Danny Boyle and written by Alex Garland.
Oh.
They're reteaming again. It's going to star Jodie Comer from Killing Eve and Free Guy.
And Loki?
Yep. No?
Wait.
No, you're thinking of...
I am.
What's her name? Loki. Sylvie from Loki, but not her.
Yeah, it's a different lady.
Aaron Taylor-Johnson.
I've heard of him.
People might know from The Fall Guy.
Kraven the Hunter.
And Kraven the Hunter.
He's Kraven the Hunter.
He's Kraven that hunt, mate. I'll tell you that much. And Rafe Fiennes. And also, again, this is going to be the first in a trilogy. Danny Boyle's probably not going to direct the other one. I think I saw Nia DaCosta might direct the second, who did Captain Marvel 2, second Marvel, 3 Marvels.
3 Marvels.
3 Marvels, 1 movie.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? I want to see Naomi Harris, Cillian Murphy.
Yeah,
I still want to see that.
Yeah.
But this is a good lineup also.
I agree,
feel. Yeah.
Oh, what have you been up to? Well, I was in the movie Oppenheimer.
Oh, yeah? How'd that go?
I mean, not great. We don't have a lot of... Because we're in the zombie universe, so it's mostly... most of the cast were zombies.
How did it nearly make $1 billion?
Well, they have zombie dollars. They're money spent still.
Zom dollars.
Yeah, zom dollars.
Zombies?
Yeah.
Lost it.
Zombucks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's perfect, Mason. So there you go.
Yeah.
That'll be out in 2 years or something, I assume.
Oh, but what about if somebody builds a bigger bomb? You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was really obvious in hindsight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Variety says, an article, this is by Rebecca Rubin, says it's called As Election Looms, Politics Can Seep into Movies Whether Hollywood Likes It or Not. What do you think of that?
Well, I like my movies without any politics.
Sure.
That's why I've never watched a movie. I've only heard descriptions of the TV series Knuckles from your son. That's all I want.
What'd you think?
Loved it.
Did you like the scene with Joe Biden, though?
Oh.
Controversy, apparently. Well, so...
Or controversy is
controversy. So one of the things they're finding is that studios are having trouble with controversy and backlash surrounding perceived politics in movies, whether or not they're even in movies.
Oh, yeah.
So they're constantly dealing with, and some of the examples in the article is The Little Mermaid, politics. Barbie, politics. Sound of Freedom, politics. Civil War.
Oh, there's politics. Now you better believe it.
That's just a few examples.
I mean, that was mostly politics free, Yeah. Civil War.
Yeah, sure.
They saw both sides in that movie.
I also saw both sides. That movie was made for me specifically, an enlightened centrist. So there's a quote here from Peter Newman, who's head of the graduate dual degree program at NYU, School of the Arts.
Here we go. These bloody liberal elites.
Here we go.
What does Mr. Politics? What does Mr. Politics in my education have to say?
It says he threw his long scarf over his shoulder.
That sounds about right.
And he said, if people either legitimately or accidentally read a political bias in something, it screws up the marketing plan. It was hard enough before people got so extremely sensitive about every little thing. And that's in reference to things coming up to November 5th of this year. Because studios are, as a rule, cautious about ideas and elements in movies that could alienate audiences. But that trepidation is heightened during the election year where politics can seep into movies, etc. So what studios are doing, apparently, is they're not releasing anything in or around November 5th.
November is all white male month.
Yes,
we're
finally.
Back.
Yes.
We're back.
It's White Boy November.
That's right.
So that's why November...
They're doing a special cut of Bad Boys.
So Venom 3 has been moved...
It's called Bad Boys, but white.
I like that.
Yeah.
It stars the pretty fly for a white guy, and I don't know, the guy who played Eminem in Stan, the Eminem stalker.
Yeah,
those
right.
two guys.
Yeah, those two guys, yeah.
He is a famous actor, that guy. I can't remember his name. Right. That's why Venom 3 was recently moved up to October 25th.
Oh, no politics in that movie.
That's right. And there won't be... And also there won't...
What if there's a Lady Venom, though?
Yeah, that's true.
Surely it's...
There'd have to be another Lady Venom.
I think they're probably...
Maybe she's green.
Right.
So... But that weekend is just going to be like all the media consumed is just going to be politics related, and probably for the next few weeks after. It says there won't be a tentpole movie after November 25th until November 22nd, where we get Gladiator, followed by Wicked and Moana 2 on November 27th. Okay. So clear your schedules in November, everybody. Yeah. It's politics time.
That's right.
And that's what our show is going to pivot to in that month.
That's exactly right. Yes,
cutting political insight.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I hope there's no lady gladiators in Gladiator 2.
I know. That'd be terrible.
That's right.
I would hate that. So, yeah, that's all the news.
I love news, actually.
And that's all the politics. I think we nailed that, actually.
I think so, too. Yeah, I think we threaded that needle. I think
Definitely.
Never offend anyone.
Think we'll get any comments?
No.
Okay, good.
No, because we didn't say anything. I mean, it hasn't stopped people before.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We do get people saying, why haven't you said this? And it's like, we've talked about it.
You missed that episode.
Yeah.
You missed it. You didn't listen. It's not our fault.
Yeah, and you don't have to listen to everything.
Yeah.
But, maybe you didn't listen. Whoa, the Fall Guy's here. Well,
It sure is.
Not everywhere.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
Must be nice.
Must be nice.
The Fallout's out in Australia. Guess what it is?
That's right.
Back to normal. Back to how God intended movie release schedules to be. Because, James, do you remember when we were kids and movies came out in America and then maybe they
never came out.
Maybe they came out in 6 months in Australia if you were lucky.
We're currently getting that with the Minister of Ungentlemanly Men.
It's just not coming out.
It's just not coming out.
It's just great.
I didn't want to see it anyway.
Yeah, I didn't want to see a movie with a bunch of cool stars and it looks fun and funny and there's explosions and Reacher wears little glasses.
He's got little glasses.
That's right.
They're probably
Alan
normal
Richardson.
size. They're probably normal glasses, but
They probably are,
so
yeah.
big.
Yeah. And that's a cannon off a tank.
Yeah, man.
He's holding it like it's a regular rifle.
He's big.
It looks like he's got a bow and arrow, but it's one of those ballista things. It's one of those giant, those giant bow and arrow kind of thing.
That's freaking sick.
It's freaking sick, isn't it?
Love that.
But and then James, what happened is the world righted itself, and eventually we got movies at the same time as America, and then we started getting movies slightly ahead of America.
We got some Marvel movies early, didn't we?
That's right, and then the Pandy Wandy happened.
God damn it!
And then
we stopped getting movies for a time.
That's right. Yeah, we just had Bloodshot. We just watched Bloodshot.
We watched Bloodshot a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they brought, but then chaos.
Yep.
Getting stuff after America.
Or not at all.
Not at all. But now we're back.
I guess this was filmed in Sydney. I wonder if this has something to do with that.
Some kind of city of Sydney made a demand?
Maybe. There were big tax incentives as well.
Yeah, okay.
Which is good.
Yeah, must be nice.
We're
not seeing any of that,
I want a big tax incentive. I want any incentive, actually.
Yeah.
Just self-motivation. It's the worst. Mason, on a budget of $125 million, box office, we don't know.
We don't know yet.
How do you feel this is going to go, the world over, though?
I mean, are we getting?
It's like fun and inoffensive.
Ryan Gosling fever. Well, we'll talk about it, won't we, James?
Yeah.
Is it because movies are back? Maybe it's going to depend entirely on this review.
Oh, it might. Yeah.
I think we are going to make or break this movie.
Well, let's break it.
Yeah, let's do that for fun.
For fun, yeah.
For fun. And what we'll do is we'll email Universal, who released this.
Whoever.
And we will blackmail them.
Yeah.
We'll say we're going to release this tomorrow.
Yep.
Unless you give us a tax break.
That's right.
Like you gave to the city of Sydney. And then we'll say it's good.
Vice versa?
Maybe, I don't know.
Just give us some money.
Yeah.
What do you think the story was?
Oh, come on, mate.
Come on, mate.
All right, Ryan Gosling's there.
Yep.
And he's this big stunt man.
Yep.
He's cool as a cucumber and he's doing a stunt and giving a big thumbs up.
Loves that.
And why wouldn't you? Because he's good at stunts. And he's also in love. He's in love.
Oh.
He's in love with Emily Blunt. And why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't
She's
you?
a camera operator and she's like,
we're in love.
nice stunts, idiot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But they're like, let's do a big
And they're also like, he's hideous. He's a hideous man. He's a hideous stunt man.
that's
he shouldn't
right.
be on camera.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
But he's the stunt man for Aaron Taylor Johnson.
He's not really Aaron Taylor Johnson.
He's a fictional man.
He's like Click Shoehead or something.
But he's handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's the handsome movie star. Not like Yucko over there.
Yeah, no good.
Yucko.
It's frosted tips and
Yucko
sometimes
Ryan
a
Gosling.
ponytail.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. But then Ryan Gosling is in an accident. He makes a mistake and his stunt's gone wrong.
Yep.
And then
Stunt's gone wrong.
Stunt's gone wrong, and then he disappears and he quits the stunt game and he breaks up with his beautiful Emily Blunt lady.
Oh.
And then they bring him back. They're like, you got to come back. You got to come back because there's a big stunt's got to be made in this big movie. And guess what? Your ex-girlfriend, she's directing the movie.
That's right.
That's right.
It's a space cowboy movie or something.
And then there's a murder.
There's a murder and a plot and intrigue.
Plot and intrigue, I guess. Sure.
Yeah. M'Baku is there and etc.
Yeah,
who I
sure.
like a lot, actually.
Yeah, he's there.
He's great.
He's
man.
there. And some people we know.
He's fun and big.
Yeah.
I like how fun and
he is
big
fun
is.
and big. And those guys are there and an assortment of people we know in real life.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
Australians.
That's right. You know some Australians in this.
It's
Winston Duke, that's his name.
Winston Duke is there.
Dave Collins from the Scared Weird Little Guys.
No, he's from the Umbilical Brothers.
I'm sorry, you're right. You're right.
The scared weird little guys wouldn't dream of being in a movie.
I wouldn't do it.
It's the guy from one of the guys from the Umbilical Brothers.
Yep.
Our friend Alex Lee from Dragon Friends is in this.
Oh yeah. There's a news reporter.
Ben Knight, big old
Ben Knight.
big old ginger Ben Knight, stand-up comic.
A big thugman.
He's a big thugman.
How big is he in real life?
Bigger than you.
Bigger than me?
Yeah.
I don't reckon.
No, he is. And he used to be a teacher as well. But he could beat you up.
Beat me up?
Yeah.
I'll beat him up.
Yeah. And you might come
on
back
this
with
show.
You might come back with, well, he's bigger than you as well, Meso, but he's more like you, but bigger, because he used to be a teacher.
What do you mean? If he's got a big beard like you,
No.
he'll beat you up.
No, he won't.
You'll finish beating me up and he'll beat you up.
No, he'll beat you up and then he'll give me a high five. A big thumbs up, a big stuntman
but
thumbs
in
up.
solidarity, you won't give him the high five because you'll be like, that's my best friend. You'll say.
No, I'll return the high five.
Because you want to beat you up.
Yes.
Did you know this is loosely based on The Fall Guy?
Yes,
a 1981 American action
Lee
adventure.
Majors is in it. It's
Lee
the thing he did
Majors.
after the $6 Million Man.
I've
We've talked
never
about this.
heard of that before.
Oh.
Okay,
It used to be. I used to watch repeats
Remember
of it.
like 5 seasons?
Yeah, I used to watch repeats of it at my grandparents' house in like the 80s.
Good?
No, but there was you could get a Fall Guy toy where he was like on the wing of a biplane.
Oh, that's
That was
sick.
in the credits. He was on the wing of a biplane. Like, look at me.
And that was the toy.
Yeah, this has TV episode vibes. This movie.
It definitely does. The movie they're filming within it feels like a...
It's atrocious. It looks really bad.
Yeah, okay.
It's like Mad Max plus Dune. I think they've added some like Dune style music scores at the last minute to make it seem as if it's very hip and
Aesthetic's
current.
fucked.
But what's interesting as well, because this movie sort of exists a little bit in that unreality because everybody believes that Aaron Taylor Johnson's character is a really good actor.
Yeah.
There's a moment where Winston Duke and Ryan Gosling are watching a clip of him do like a Shakespeare soliloquy, and they're like, "Oh my god, he's so good."
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's doing in the movie. He's doing a Matthew McConaughey as well.
A little bit, yeah.
He's doing that
Yeah.
within the movie. I mean, the movie he's making within the movie.
Yeah.
For me, I thought this was. I liked it enough.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
Sure.
I loved it. I found you talked about this just a bit then, just now. It's an odd world in a kind of inconsistent way that I didn't enjoy. Like, I kind of wanted a more realistic approach to because there are amazing stunts in this.
Well, we'll get to that.
But the world feels like a cartoon world. So it's like, I know you're doing this, but it doesn't feel
I mean, if I
tactile
were to
often.
summarize this movie, I would say that my thoughts. In my opinion, this movie is sort of propelled along by the kind of infinite charisma of Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt and their chemistry together.
Sure. Though it's more his movie than hers.
Yeah, it is. That's true. But as far as the plot goes, like it's just enough to hang a movie on.
Yeah.
There's
Kind of convoluted.
It is again. It's
But that's also that's brought up. They're like,
Yeah.
well, this is complicated.
We'll see
this
there,
thing
but
that's
is that
happening.
enough to forgive because I would say that this movie is also, what you would call a fridge logic movie.
Yeah.
Where you finish watching it, you go home and you open your fridge and you're like, hey, wait a second. Like there's an element in this which we'll talk about in spoilers, which would probably just eliminate the entire third act. Like it would make the entire third act unnecessary if a very basic thing happened.
Yeah. There's a lot of shots of the Sydney Opera House.
Oh, you better believe it, yeah.
Just always, most shots, it's just...
That's right.
As I was saying, like it feels like it was shot at the same time by the same people who made Anyone But You. or
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
It feels like it's got that kind of color grading, that look. The humor is like the same. It's very similar.
James.
Yeah.
Do we have a Hollywood color situation like whenever they go to Mexico and Breaking Bad?
think
and
we
it's
do.
yellow? Do Americans think that Sydney is like that, like a funny color? They think Australia's a funny color no matter where you get off the airport and you're like, this place has a funny color.
Doesn't have a funny color. Looks
Yeah.
like everywhere else.
Looks
and everyone,
normal, and we don't have
No
accents.
accents.
We're the only country that doesn't have accents. Get over it.
Yeah, get in the bin, mate.
But Anyone But You in this movie have that same color.
Yeah, I would say so. I definitely, and it's even that kind of that kind of that the rhythm of the jokes and whatever.
Are we critical of this because it doesn't have recognizable Australian elements in it besides the Sydney
No,
Harbour Bridge?
I don't care
And
about
the Sydney Opera House. Like there's
mattered at
oftentimes when a movie takes place in Australia, you'll see real Australian newsreaders.
Yeah.
Maybe on Channel 10 or whatever. Channel
I'm
9.
Peter Overton.
I'm Peter Hitchener, and we're gonna fight.
What?
That's right. That's
I haven't
right.
stretched.
Should be the king of the newsreaders in Australia.
That's right. I don't know. if anything, I think the Australian stuff would like take me out of it. Then like I'm not like this isn't Australian enough. It's like it's just, I like just seeing Australian people that I recognize or know like popping up in this. Like I enjoyed that. This is of course David Leitch, who as an uncredited director on the first John Wick, he directed Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2, Hobbs and Shaw. Nobody's fault. Nobody's fault that one.
Somebody's fault. Somebody has to take the blame.
Well, it's not him, I don't think. Okay. And more recently, Bullet Train, which I enjoyed more than this.
I enjoyed it, and I think we might be in the minority.
I think I like Gosling more than Brad Pitt, though, as like an action lead. I think Gosling's charisma is like...
Let's talk about the action.
Let's talk about the action.
So here's the thing about the action. For a movie that is about a stuntman, obviously he's sort of tasked with a producer to find the missing star of this movie. He's disappeared, and he's like, well, he's probably just on a drunken bender or whatever, doing a drug or what have you.
Yeah, man.
And so he gets in a bit over his head and he gets into some scrapes, but of course he's got his stuntman skills to take care of him. He knows some martial arts and he's good at jumping off a big thing, or and so this movie is ideally, you would like to have a lot of spectacular stunts in it. Yeah. And as I watched this movie, I thought, for a movie that is largely about a stuntman and he's so good at doing stunts, a lot of the stunts in this seem like they were made on a soundstage and filled in with visual effects. Yeah. But at the end of the movie, during the credits, we get a montage of behind-the-scenes B-roll of all the actual stunt performers.
Ryan Gosling having a punch-up in a bin.
Doing the actual stunts.
Surfing down Sydney Harbour.
So what has happened is they've done a bunch of real stunts and then they've cleaned them up.
It's the colour grading. And
they've cleaned them up with visual effects to the point where in a lot of them I was like, this isn't real.
That car jump is real. Which I didn't think it was.
You'll see it in the trailer. There's a moment where... Gosling is fighting main thug, played by Ben Knight, in a tipped-over skip that is being, or dumpster, if you're American, but it's a skip. Yeah. It's being pulled through the streets of Sydney on the back of a truck. And they're really in it. It's not stunt performers for the most part. Yeah. It's both the actors in the thing, and I'm like, oh, they did that. Because it kind of looks like they're not doing it in the movie itself. Yeah. And there's plenty of jumping off buildings, and the moment where it's being Ryan Gosling's on the back of the truck and it's sort of skidding, I think probably down the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and there's sparks are flying. In the movie, I'm like, it's a shame they didn't do that for real, but they did do it for real. It's a little bit.
Is there no sense of danger to it? Is that what it is?
Because remember when we watched Dead Reckoning, and prior to Dead Reckoning coming out, there was the big.
They told everybody what was real.
Yeah, the big featurette was, and the big stunt of that movie is Tom Cruise for real drives a.
They let us know like a year in advance,
exactly,
and showed us every day leading up.
In advance, and you could see it at the movies. As part of the previews for other movies, you would see he would drive a motorcycle off an actual cliff and then open an actual parachute and leap down and survive it. And he did it so many times.
He's still doing it.
But when the actual movie came out, they had visual effects smoothed out
and it looked weird.
It looked weird and odd and like he wasn't there. And they did the same thing in Fallout when they did the Halo jump. Yeah. They had so much cloud and electricity that the real Halo jump he did was obscured.
It looked better. The actual footage.
And
just someone filming on a phone looks better.
And it made me think, especially about Mission Impossible, the Dead Reckoning, that they should have contrived a situation where there was a ramp on the cliff, or like just some junk that he could use as a ramp, as opposed to making it look like it was just an unadorned cliff, because they made it look worse. Yeah. And it was like that for a lot of these, and it's it's a shame.
Absolutely.
I think all the stunts are amazing.
Well, that's the thing, they are. Like the credits were some of my favorite parts, because like, oh shit, they really did that. And I guess that's the point of the credits, to give the dues to like the stunt performers and the team that put that together.
Because when Ryan Gosling's character comes to Sydney, the first thing they do is they put him in a car stunt. They've got to flip a car on a beach,
which broke a record.
And they cannon roll. And in the end credits they show it, and it's real stunt performers, and they really flip it and wreck this thing, and they really did a leaping a car across a canyon like 250 feet. That broke a record, I think, as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All of that's great. But again, I also, it's an unreality to it. And I think it also, the movie they're making in the movie, it's kind of like that Tropic Thunder thing, but it feels Like, there is no, with the terrible movies that we have gotten and continue to get, there's no way somebody would make this.
Right.
And somebody who's supposed to be as talented as Emily Blunt is, but again, I guess it's that suspension of disbelief, like that Aaron Taylor Johnson is a good actor in this. But like, there's like a golden cowboy and an alien, but he's driving a car, but it's an alien world and it's sort of Dune and whatever. Like, watching that, it's like, nobody would
it's hard to
ever see
but
this.
It's hard to do that. It's one of those things where, you know, if you have to show in a movie that somebody's a great stand-up comic or they're a great musician or they're a great film director or a great actor, it's really quite difficult to show that genius.
I mean, if it was good enough, it would just be a movie, I guess.
That's exactly right. You know, one of the great examples I think they use is, you know, the movie That Thing You Do, which is about, you know, Tom Hanks stars in it, and it's a Beatles-style band who have a big one hit. They have a song called That Thing You Do. And that movie lives and dies on the idea that is a really, like, that is a genuinely good pop song from that era. And they got the guy from Fountains of Wayne, who has passed away since then, but he wrote that song.
Yeah.
And you believe in that movie because the song, you believe
built
that
around the song.
You believe that in the 60s or 50s or 60s that teenage girls would swarm this band because the song is so great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it also, in this movie, Emily Blunt is a camera operator, and then Gosling has the accident, and then 18 months later, she is directing a Marvel-style Hall H Comic-Con blockbuster, like a multi-$100 million.
And I guess they do take directors and like plonk them into movies
they do,
that are already in production, but this is like her dream project.
And it's her debut as well.
Yeah, and it's been 18 months and like you just couldn't.
Did she direct a movie?
That.
Did she direct her first movie in between?
I think they just said this was her first movie. I believe that's what they said. But,
okay, right.
But yeah, like, and because she's talking about how she's developing this. These are all minor nitpicks.
Yeah.
Like developing this since.
But I think in this movie especially, I kind of feel like they build up.
Yeah.
There's also,
you know what the problem is?
Yes.
You know, I think
we're gonna have to. Yeah, go ahead.
It's not funny enough. Where you just go, it's a funny movie that's silly.
Right. Yeah.
Though, of course, the movie's bad in it because it's a funny movie. Because it's not that, like, it's charming and, like, charismatic leads, etc. But it's not particular. I think there's, like, a unicorn joke that I really liked. And that's probably the only joke that I really...
There's a sort of a running gag towards the end where the Emily Blunt and Gosling's kind of, you know, team up romantically and also in a crime-solving sense, and they're like, what are we going to do? And there's like a running gag where Ryan Gosling's like, yeah, we're going to beat him up.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was kind of
that's a good...
That's kind of a... But we'll have to talk about it more in spoilers, I think, but I also think like the third act, pacing-wise, is very off. Like they want to do a kind of... Here's the plan, and we're going to plan the perfect way to solve all these problems, and then we're going to pay it off. But I don't think it really works in a lot of ways. It doesn't work in the sense that
no one would fall for that.
Well, no one would fall for the thing that they do, and also that they explain it and then they do it, whereas I feel like it would work better if they just did it. Like, it would work better in one of those movies where you think the good guys have... They're on the ropes and what have you, and the good and the bad guys.
Right.
Like,
they tell you they're going to do it and then they just do it.
Yeah, and there's what I like about this sort of movie, the movie that it's trying to be is, you know, the good guys are on the ropes and the bad guys are like, well, guess I've gotten away with that, and then it turns around and you realize that all the things that have been happening have actually been the good guys working in the background, and it's all turned around. But they explain what they're going to do.
Yep,
and then they do it, and then you see it and it works.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah. I think a good comparison to this would be Tropic Thunder, where it's not the same premise, but it's a movie within a movie and things go awry and the movie is ridiculous and everybody's being ridiculous. But that is just wall to wall with jokes.
Yes.
And the joke is that, or even the movie in that looks like it could exist even.
That's true, yeah.
And and obviously the heavy satire and the blackface and all of that only works because the movie is as funny as it is, right?
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Whereas this doesn't try anything quite as daring, and it's not, because why would you though, really? It's just not that funny. Imagine if this was just fucking hilarious.
Absolutely.
That would be it.
I wonder also if they're like, because again, some of this does feel like, especially the third act, does feel like a TV show wrapping up.
Yeah.
That they're like, well, the show wasn't that funny, so we can't in honor of the show that no one remembers except me, we can't make it too wacky.
Yeah, okay,
You
yeah.
know, maybe. I don't know.
I think also there's some hand-to-hand stuff which is good.
Mm-hmm.
There's this fight in the club which I quite enjoy.
Yeah.
But I also think there's
too many things.
There are too many things. Ryan Gosling sustains an injury at the start of this, like a back injury, and they you see him doing a little bit of recovery, but then it doesn't affect him like at all. Mm-hmm. So I think like an injured stuntman would add some stakes to it, whereas he is injured, but you never he takes so many falls. The fall guy.
Oh,
he takes so many falls and hits,
the name of the movie.
And everything. But it's never like, oh, this guy's in danger.
Right.
And I think it's because it is this, and it's probably by design, this like cartoon. He's a cartoon man in a cartoon
I kind of
world.
like the idea. I mean, I would say overall that was probably not my problem with it. I like the idea that he is to some degree an expert at the thing he's doing.
Yeah.
And like,
but he still gets like really hurt.
No, yeah,
during
that's true.
the movie.
Yeah.
Like at one point he flies through the windscreen of a car and lands on the road. Like that's as bad as the thing that happens to him at the start of the movie. But
I kind of like the idea, and I have the vague notion that this was the idea of the original, is that he outmatches the bad guys because they've never seen the skill set before. I just like that. I thought that was fun.
I agree with that. I agree. I mean, there's a apartment punch up that him and Winston Duke have, which is I really like. But yeah, I guess this is a very tentative best movie ever.
Okay, yep.
Because I liked it enough. I think the charm of it and the stunts, when you realize that most of them are real, if not all, is
at the end.
That it's.
Would you watch another one?
I mean, not if it was just this.
What if it was better?
Then yeah.
Oh, then great.
I would watch a better movie.
But you wouldn't rule it out. You wouldn't be like, I'm never going to see another one of these.
Again, because it's not terrible, but like, it's fine.
Uh-oh.
It's fine, Mason.
Oh, yes.
Which I think last week we said is our least favorite kind of movie. But in saying that it's fine, it's interesting to talk about and reflect on because there's a lot going on in it.
Yeah,
It's not boring.
No, that's true.
Yeah. So what would you say?
I'm going to say best movie ever. Yeah. I enjoyed way more of it than I didn't. The stunts were genuinely impressive.
Yeah, there's none of it that I was like hated that.
Yeah.
Like I never had a moment like that in this. Yeah. Or even like I don't like this.
And I felt emotionally like for the most part the stakes were there.
Yeah, okay.
You know, because he Gosling's character is kind of, you know, he wants to reconnect, and I felt like there was some emotional depth to that. But you know, Emily Blunt's character feels she got abandoned. You know,
yeah. Sure.
I mean, at no point did he say because I broke my back.
Yeah,
and I was in traction for 18 months.
Sure, you know? Yeah, but he was ripped.
He was ripped.
He was ripped and jacked.
That's so true, isn't it?
Spoilers.
And he's got a series of signature jackets.
He does
because back in the day
he started in a stunt show, didn't he?
But
Miami Vice stunt show.
You know, but Gosling's learned his lesson. Signature jacket. Blade Runner 2049. Signature jacket. Drive. Scorpion jacket. Then he made a big old mistake. The Grey Man. What was his signature jacket?
Grey?
No.
I haven't seen it.
It's a tracksuit jacket. It was like a tracksuett top.
I would even say Ken signature jacket.
Signature jacket, yeah. That's right. That's what you need. This
guy's
got a couple of... He's got the red one.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
He's got good jackets.
Yeah, that's right.
Spoilers.
It's time for spoilers, though, folks. We're going to do a big spoiler.
Anyway, the big setup was Aaron Taylor Johnson accidentally killed a stuntman. Mm-hmm. And so Hannah...
His replacement stuntman. Yes. So, two things. One, he deliberately caused the accident that Ryan Gosling was in. He thought...
I didn't think that fall at the start was real. When I saw it. I know.
It wasn't Gosling, but it was a real stunt guy. And
wasn't it? Or didn't they? I think they really dropped him.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
I was watching some behind the scenes just before you got here.
But so Ryan Gosling's character, I guess, was taking the spotlight from Aaron Taylor Johnson. So he changed the setting on the stunt setup and caused the accident. So it was not his fault after all. So that, you know, he got some closure on that.
Yes.
And then it turned out that Aaron Taylor Johnson killed his replacement stuntman
by accident
by doing a big karate kick on him.
Yeah.
And he hit his head. Mm-hmm. And there's footage of that. And so what the plan was is that he contacted his producer, who's also in this movie,
Hannah Waddington from Ted Lasso.
That's right. Normally blonde.
Normally blonde.
Yeah.
Legally.
Wow. Barely.
Yeah.
And so what they were like, we'll get in Ryan Gosling and we'll get him to take the fall, so he's the fall guy.
But he's also falling in love.
That's right.
And he's a stuntman, so he's a fall guy. They should have called him, called it Thumbs Up Man.
Triple Fall Man, they should have called him. There are 3 falls and we'll tell you where they are.
I think I saw an interview with the director where he was like, yeah, so there's multiple meanings like that. And I'm like, multiple more than the 3 that you said? I think that's this 3.
Anyway, so they hatch a plan.
It's a big plan.
And the plan is to get Ryan Gosling to Sydney and then frame him, get him to investigate what's happening. Then in doing so, frame him for the murder and then face replace him
using
technology, deep fake technology. So it looks like he did the murder on the video.
Yep.
And then they're gonna kill him and make it look like a suicide. So Aaron Taylor Johnson's character is in the clear.
That's right.
Yeah.
But as Ryan Gosling says, like very complicated.
Very complicated.
Just delete the footage.
And just delete the footage because
and he fell.
Yeah.
Like, just delete the footage and he fell over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also, what about all the other witnesses?
Exactly. Like, also, you could just be like, we were tussling and he fell over.
Yeah.
Like, and that's...
Yeah.
Because it was an accident. He didn't kill him on purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But, of course, but I mean, look, I'm willing to go with, well, this guy is...
He's stupid.
He's stupid and he doesn't want to lose... he's bad because his career is more important than another man's life. And, okay, I'm absolutely willing to go with that. But the whole thing is too complicated because... Gosling, if they want to set this guy up, why do they go, well, you need to investigate this, and you're relying on him, an untrained investigator, to do a long series of detective work to end up in a place where you might, where you plausibly committed this murder.
Yeah,
like
you could have also invited him to the set.
Yeah,
he just does all the stunts, and then you release the footage.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Kill him with a stunt on set.
Well, kill him with the stunt, but also, like, he just has to be in the city.
Yeah.
And you release the footage of him killing a guy. Like, he doesn't have to do the investigation.
And I mean, what you would probably do is go, oh, he might be at that hotel. Go to the hotel.
Yep.
Oh, there he is, and we've called the cops. And
that's it. That's enough.
But then also, wouldn't the autopsy reveal that guy's been dead for a long time and they put him in an ice bath?
Wouldn't it also reveal that, like other people, they would have gone to the witnesses who were in the video. And
And also...
And I guess they all got paid off. I don't know.
Maybe, I guess they all got paid off.
It's not funny enough for this.
No, that's true. And then... But so instead he goes to one of the producer's assistants who's like, you've got to get... Here's his phone.
Yeah.
Why did she still have his phone? How did the phone get... Why didn't Aaron Taylor Johnson's character just be like, give me the phone?
Great question.
You're obviously filming, give me the phone and I'll delete that. But he doesn't. Yep. But it's also his phone. So Ryan Gosling has to get his PIN to open the phone.
And he finds the footage.
And then he doesn't just email it to himself.
Yeah.
That was my number. At that moment, I'm like, well, obviously, in this situation, the absolute first thing I would do is I would just put that on Drive.
Yeah.
I'd send it to my own Google Drive, and then I would have it.
It's safe forever.
Safe forever. But nobody does.
Nope.
And then the phone gets destroyed, which should have happened prior to the movie starting.
Yeah.
Because there would be no need for a third act, you know?
You don't like this movie?
No, I do like this. Well, that's the thing. I genuinely do like this movie, but it feels... This is as close as I can get to a switch your brain off movie before not enjoying it.
Yeah, okay. It's right on the line.
It is right on the line.
Really
I think if it took one step further,
one step closer to the further,
exactly.
And
I'd be like,
about to phone.
And again, I think it is due to the charm of the leads.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody in it's good.
Definitely.
But I think if it was an uncharismatic lead and uncharismatic support, I'd be like,
oh no,
this would be bad.
I couldn't.
And so then the phone is destroyed. So they have to get him another way.
They have to make him confess.
But then it turns out that they've made a deep fake of that footage. So they have that footage. They have a copy of the footage and but is the woman earlier on who is she also in on it?
Yes.
Because there's a woman there's a computer guy.
Because they scan Gosling.
Yeah.
Their whole team scan him digitally to...
But then there's the thing that, again, it should have... So what happens is there's an escape. They're going to kill Gosling on it by setting him on fire.
Yeah.
You know, that classic suicide where you tie yourself to a chair and cover yourself
I
in
did like the
gasoline.
bit how he swallowed the fuel and spat
That
it
was
back.
fun.
I
Yeah,
like
see
that a lot.
Good skill set.
Great
That's what I'm
skill set,
enjoying.
yeah, I
But
enjoyed
then
that.
he seemingly dies in an explosion,
Yeah.
and then we as an audience immediately learn that he hasn't died in an explosion, and obviously he hasn't died in an explosion. We know that. The movie isn't going to end with him dying in an explosion, and then he's framed for a murder that he didn't commit, and that's the end of the movie, and Emily Blunt is heartbroken and shattered by this revelation that he was a murderer. That's not going to happen. Obviously, he's going to come back, but we do that Rise of Skywalker where he dies and then we immediately unkill him, and then he goes to visit her. Now, I wonder if it's because there's an action sequence where he shows up in a costume. He sneaks back on a set in an alien costume, and there's an extended sequence where she thinks she's being attacked, so she just beats him up for a really long time, and that's funny.
Sure,
but
goes for a real long time.
It does go for a really long time, and I get, and they've learned the choreography, and why wouldn't you? It seems like a bit of fun. But then we learn that, then we realize that they're going to work together to solve this thing and make him confess. But I think it would have worked way better if we didn't see that until later.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, I'm shattered and I can't believe this. Anyway, I guess the movie has to keep going. We got to keep making this movie. And then he does his final scene.
And then he's like, oh, here he is.
Oh, actually,
who's the stunt man?
It's Ryan Gosling and he's still alive kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because they go, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put a wire on him, and he's going to forget that he's wearing a wire, and he always keeps talking when he's wearing a wire. So we're gonna record him.
It's not a Chapman, 'cause whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna get him to admit that he. Why would you though?
Yeah.
Why would you admit it?
Yep.
You
wouldn't.
No. And the idea is
again, like you could even look at that footage and go, that's deep faked.
Yeah, exactly. There's a.
You know what the thing about Bullet Train? I'm cutting you off. I'm sorry.
Please.
Bullet Train
I
is
insist.
It's so contained and tight, and the story is there's a bullet train and there's 9 assassins and there's like one twist.
Yes.
And that's it. Where this is like it's sprawling and and it trips over itself in its complicatedness.
Like, individually, so what happens is at the end, Aaron Taylor Johnson's character is Emily Blunt asks him to do like a pickup shot where he gets in a truck and they're going to do some assorted footage of that in front of a blue screen. But then Ryan Gosling jumps into the truck as well, and the blue screens drop down. Actually, they're going to do a stunt for real.
Mission Impossible. And
they're going to do the world's biggest car jump. And in doing so, he's like, oh, actually, I betrayed you and I framed you for murder. Why would you admit any of it?
Yep.
I don't understand why you would. It doesn't even feel like, because we know that Ryan Gosling is not going to kill himself in a stunt for this.
Yeah.
At no point are we like, well, he's gonna crash this into a ravine and kill them both if this guy doesn't admit it. And at no point do I feel even like Aaron Taylor Johnson's character believes that.
No.
So why would he admit it? He'd be like, do the stunt. I don't care.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And then they do the thing at the end where him and the producer just go on the run and pull guns and
get me out
hijack a helicopter or whatever it is.
And do you notice in that thing he puts on his back at the start that you see once?
Oh, yeah.
He puts it on...
Are we talking about Ryan Gosling?
Yes. He puts it on the producer's... You see it for a second like he put it on her stomach at one point. You see it for like... I think it was going to be like...
A tracking device or something?
No, like an ongoing thing in this movie. Or like, because you see it once and then you see it for like a split second in the helicopter where he uses it as a weapon where... I don't even think you see it put it on her. Or you do if you do it's really quick. And she's like, ah! And
is it like electrical or something?
I guess.
Okay. It's like one of those electrical muscle building
Gives
things
you the abs.
that may or may not work.
No, they're real.
Okay, that's great.
I mean, they're real. They don't work,
okay,
but they're real.
Yeah.
I guess I also liked that at the end, Aaron Taylor Johnson, because he dies in an explosion, Jason Momoa just shows up.
That is fun.
I like that.
Yeah,
he's
that was fun,
and all of that, yeah.
So there's a big... And again, some helicopter-based stunts, bit of fun.
Yep.
They record him. They record Aaron Taylor Johnson admitting to it for some reason. Why would he do that? And then the recording is the bad guys grab the recording and escape on a helicopter. Why wouldn't you just shoot it's like a big
brick.
It's like a
hard drive.
It's like a hard drive. Why wouldn't you just you've got a gun?
Yeah.
Put a series of bullets through it.
But also, like, everybody heard you say that, so like, you wouldn't even need the recording, really.
No, that's true.
Yeah. I don't know.
And there's a kind of big finale where Aaron Taylor Johnson's security team run by the big redheaded goon.
Yeah.
They have a fight with the stunt team.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's a
That
bit of
happens.
fun, you
Yeah,
know.
I didn't mind that.
And again, it's, these guys don't know what they're up against because they...
That's a good... I think I would have liked more of that. Let's see a trained stunt team fight like SAS guys or whatever,
Sure, right.
Like that could be really
I think
fun.
that would be a fairly short fight. But
Sure,
right.
I know, but I mean, I guess they do it. But I think I like that idea, and I would have liked to have seen more of that.
Yeah, and of course, in the post credits or the mid credits, we get the death of Aaron Taylor Johnson's character.
Yep.
Who is about to be arrested by guess what? Lee Majors.
Oh my God!
From the original The Fall Guy.
I did not recognize that at all.
What did you think was happening?
So I thought, why is this cop American? That's what
right.
I thought.
Yeah. So
but also, he's not a cop.
No,
because they're pretend police officers.
It was Lee Majors and Heather Thomas who were the two leads of the original.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's fun.
They brought him back, and I think that's important.
Well, I didn't notice.
Well, you should have noticed.
No, I've noticed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Heather Thomas is 66 years old, and Lee Majors
I'm going to say 78.
Oh, you're probably right. 85.
Damn, all right.
Lee Majors.
Good for you, Lee Majors, getting out there, going to Sydney.
Not Lee Miners.
Nice.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
All right. Shall we move it along?
Let's move it along. But you know what? Still worth it.
If you're around, if you want
it
to
hasn't saved movies, I don't think, but
no.
Yeah, I wonder how this will do, generally speaking.
I don't know. I don't know what's the word of mouth on something like this.
Let's look it up.
It reviewed well.
Did it?
People seem to be liking it, but again, it's not out everywhere in the world, so maybe it'll.
And again, we got to factor in that there are these people. I went to Twitter and I went to search and I typed in Twitter.
Forget it.
Yeah,
don't worry. I mean, are you going to search on Twitter to see what this is?
Yes, yeah.
Don't even worry about it.
Okay,
now.
I'm not going to worry about it.
I mean, do it, but don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'm not going to worry about it actually at all
because it's just going to be nothing.
Oh, there is a moment where we hear the $6 Million Man.
The jump.
Oh, yeah, and that's a reference.
No,
I just remembered it.
No, I don't think it is.
It's in there.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Should we let it go?
Let's let it go. All right.
All right.
God, let it go.
Just let it go.
Just let it go, for God's sake.
This will come up at the end of the year in our best of video podcast, and also the bombs and hits videos, depending on which way this goes.
Nice.
Or maybe one of those ones that goes in the middle and
straight in the middle.
Does it?
Hasn't impressed anybody.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm doing the thing. I can't believe we made it to the what we reading, what we gonna read segment. Which is the segment. Don't interrupt. Which is the segment.
Well, I can't believe we're gonna ever do another one because I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm gonna finish the podcast.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna storm out in disgust.
But then we're gonna do an episode next week. Snake Eyes.
Oh yeah.
Where we talk about things we've been watching, reading, or listening to,
That's
or
right.
whatever. Yeah. What do you got?
I've started watching Tubi. You know, the free service that's...
What's on Tubi?
Tubi. Well, that's the thing about Tubi is I saw a tweet that was like, oh, there's a bunch of new stuff on Tubi.
Are you doing sponsored bits behind my back?
No, this is not a sponsored bit, but I would take their money. So for people...
Do they have any? This is free.
I don't know if they have any money. Tubi is free. It's a free streaming service, and it's free, but you got to watch ads sometimes.
What is this lineup of
Well, see, that's the thing. The first time I encountered Tubi, I'm like, this is all garbage.
Okay, so it's got like Black Adam, Adam Sandler's The Waterboy, The Magic School Bus, Dateline NBC. This is nonsense.
Okay, but check this out. Okay, we've got
Midsummer Murders.
Yeah, we've got
the movie Rampage.
We've got the classic Jackie Chan movie, The Armor of God.
Oh yeah.
We've got
Snow Dogs.
Citizen Kane is on here.
Oh yeah.
The movie The Lobster is on here.
Horrible Bosses 2.
Eastern Promises.
Jupiter
Evil
Ascending.
Dead Reboot.
Is this feeding us different things as well?
Probably. It probably depends on what you're looking at. The Vavitch, the Robert Eggers.
Malibu's Most Wanted with Jamie Kennedy.
The movie The Third Man.
God.
The classic 1960s French thriller Les Samurais is on here, James.
Beer Fest.
Beer Fest is on there.
Major League 2.
But I'll tell you what, James.
Yeah.
I'll tell you for what. The thing about this is, you know what you've noticed?
What?
There are movies on there that are pre 2005.
That is true.
Which a lot of streaming services do not have.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Executive decision.
So what I watched recently, I watched Black Hat, which is the Michael Mann hacking movie with Chris Hemsworth in it.
Is that good? No, Liam Hemsworth, is it? Oh, is it Chris Hemsworth? Is that good?
This is from 2015. Yeah, it is good, I think.
Right.
So I watched that. And I also watched a movie from the 90s called Nemesis, which is, you will know it from the video shop. You'll know the cover from the video shop, James.
I'm just having a look now. Oh my God, what is this?
That it's directed
What's
by.
it, is it like a Terminator knockoff?
Yeah, kind of. There's cyborgs. It's like an early '90s cyberpunk movie directed by Albert Pune, and it stars Olivier Gruner, who is like an ex-commando who decided to become an actor. He's super wooden, but it's like it's just non-stop ridiculous action. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Tagawa, who
yeah. Shang Tsung. Yeah. Anyway, this is not sponsored content, but I will take their money if they have any. I think there's just some wild stuff on Tubi.
Oh, he did Cyborg.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. But Cyborg is not Universal Soldier.
Yeah, that's true.
These are different movies.
They are.
What's Cyborg about?
The Van Damme movie?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen Cyborg.
Because there's Universal Soldier, which is also sort of about cyborgs.
Yeah, but
really.
the soldiers in Universal Soldier, they've been brought back from the dead in a really vague way, if you remember correctly. They're like, we
made a Universal Soldier.
God.
Like a Universal remote?
Tubi is just for the covers of VHSs you saw in the video shop as a kid that you were too scared to rent.
Oh my God.
Look at this. There's Future Kick.
Oh my God.
Do you remember Future Kick? Oh my God.
He did Hong Kong 97.
Said in the future, Future Kick is where a sinister corporation sells black market body parts. It takes an armed kickboxer to take them on and restore law and
That's
order.
a movie that Troy and Abed would watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh, I don't know if they have Universal Soldier, but they do have Universal Soldiers, one of the sequels.
Is that the one from 98?
It's the one from 2007.
I don't know which one that is.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah.
But oh my God.
Oh, John Cena's the Marine.
Yeah.
It's got Osmosis Jones.
Yeah.
God.
And see, that's the thing. Like, most of this is bad, but...
That's got the Raid Redemption on it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the sequel, but not the original on this.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
they got the one where Hugh Jackman thinks about his memories.
Oh, nice.
Reminiscence.
We can finally watch Reminiscence. All I'm saying is, if you tried it when it
Hollow Man 2.
Nice. Not Kevin Bacon.
I didn't know
Kevin
there was
Bacon's
a-
not in that one.
Yeah.
It's got Bruce Lee's Fist of Fury.
Yep.
The classic. It's got that in there. Boy, it's got everything.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. It's true.
I honestly don't know who this is. Yeah.
It's got a Tubi original called Deadly Dilf.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
That's how I like to think of myself, as a deadly dilf.
Because you smell so bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My scent is very putrid.
Yeah.
As anyone who met me will attest to.
That's right.
So can you pay for it and
get rid of the ads?
I'm
I
in
don't
on the
think so, no.
spots. You just have to watch the ads.
That's right. That's their call to action.
Yeah.
You cannot pay for it. You have to watch the ads. It's got both The Thing from Another World, the movie that inspired the movie The Thing, and the sequel remake The Thing,
not
that
The
is also a
Thing.
prequel, but it does not have The Thing.
That's incredible.
Yeah, right?
I love all of that, Mason.
It's actually got a couple of movies that I'm looking for. It's got that movie, The
This
Art
is like
of...
going through an abandoned video store.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think you need to go in with the idea of what you're
What is
looking for.
Crime Scene Kitchen? What the
don't
fuck
know.
is that?
I don't know.
It's got Farmer Hates His Wife. It's got Lego Masters, but maybe not. Oh, no,
Not the
it's the
Australian
Will
one.
Arnett one.
It's got the movie that I've seen clips of this, and I'm actually the next thing I'm probably going to watch is a movie from 2019 called The Art of Self-Defense. It's got Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
remember
that's
that?
supposed to be good, isn't it?
Yeah, I never saw that when it came out, and I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, it's got that MASH documentary from this year. I'm meaning to watch that.
Huh.
I love a MASH documentary.
Well. Look who's turned around on Tubi.
I
the
was
free
never
streaming
against it,
services.
Mason.
Uh-huh.
It's got something, I think it's a TV show called Special Forces World's Toughest Test.
Yeah, right. It's got all the Dolomite movies, but not the Netflix Dolomite movie.
Well, that's on Netflix,
Well,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that's right.
There's a show apparently called Don't Forget the Lyrics.
Oh.
I guess it's another show called 25 Words or Less. There's a lot of Gordon Ramsay shows that aren't kitchen nightmares.
Yeah. Before he hit it big, yeah, okay.
Oh my God. There's a TMZ Investigate special called 9/11 The Fifth Plane.
There's a William Shatner something, and it's just called Get a Life. I don't know what that is.
There's a Britney Spears TMZ documentary called Britney Spears Divorce and Despair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's Who Really Killed Michael Jackson.
Wow. This has got everything.
There's a movie or documentary. It's just called Bridge.
Huh. What do you think it's about?
I don't know. It's a picture of a bridge.
Wow. Oh, it's got a Grant Morrison documentary called Grant Morrison Talking with Gods.
These shows are fake.
Yeah, some of them seem fake, if I'm honest
Look at
with
this one. It's just Jerry O'Connell, and he's got his arms crossed, and it just says Pictionary. And that's it.
That's it. Amazing. Wow. Wow. Well, I think that's beautiful.
It's a show called Miss Black USA.
Okay.
Saints and Sinners. God.
Fascinating, isn't it?
It really these shows are way more fascinating than movies.
Yeah.
There's a show called Domino Masters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's related to Lego Masters?
I think it is, yeah.
Okay. There is a lot of, I tell you
There's
this
Tiger
much.
King, but it's not Tiger King. It's TMZ Investigates Tiger King.
Okay, right. There's a lot of kung fu on here. Like if you like
I do.
70s, early 80s, 60s kung fu, that you probably have to watch on terrible quality on YouTube. Now you can watch it on terrible quality on Tubi, and there's ads.
There's a show called Stars on Mars where celebrities go where no one's gone before and see what it takes to survive on Mars, and it's starring William Shatner.
There's a lot of movies on here.
Is this a William Shatner channel?
Almost certainly. There's a lot of movies on here that that the Wu-Tang Clan would have used for samples for their albums.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
There's TMZ presents Arnold and Sly, rivals, friends, icons, and whatever, and it goes for 0 minutes apparently.
Okay.
God.
Anyway, let's stop talking about Tubi. I mean,
Let's
you're
never
obsessed
stop
now.
talking
You're
about
obsessed
Tubi.
with Tubi. It's got Street Fighter.
This, you know what? None of these even need to be on here. This, for me, is enough.
Yes.
Just to scroll through this.
Uh-huh.
Like, I would...
And just be entertained by the idea
the
of
real dirty
the memories.
dancing. Yeah.
Street Fighter 1994 is on here.
Oh, the movie or the anime? That's the movie one.
The movie, yeah. The Sylvester Stallone movie Detox is on here.
Oh, Tombstone's leaving soon.
Yeah.
This is regional, I assume, as well, right?
Yeah, because the reason I went back to it is because I saw a tweet and somebody said, "Oh, it's got all these movies on it," and a lot of them were, but some of them also weren't. So I assume it's a regional,
Yeah. Oh, Idiocracy.
Oh,
Mate,
you better believe it.
Do you know mate? It's like
Yeah.
it's that under bloody. They should put it to documentaries.
It's got the movie The Man Who Laughs that
thing
inspired
that
the Joker.
based on, yeah. It's got Rob Schneider's
I think
The
it might
Animal.
have Metropolis on here in the 1920s.
It's got that Tarzan movie from 2016.
God, it's got so
that
many
no one
80s
saw.
garbage movies that I'm so excited to
It's got
watch.
Solomon Kane, but it looks like a Highlander movie, but it isn't.
Okay, all right.
Remember the movie Babylon AD
Of course I do.
from 2008?
Yeah, it's on there.
Movie-
Or is it Babylon AD 2?
They do have Piranha 3D, but not Piranha 3 Double D.
Yeah,
And that's interesting. We need to stop this, Mason.
absolutely. But it's fascinating, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's got Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. But how many seasons? I want to know.
Probably 2, but
It's got every season.
oh my god! Oh my god!
Okay, we should stop.
We should
That's
stop.
all right.
What have you been watching and reading?
Sure. Okay, I watched Shogun.
Oh yeah, which is
Good.
on Disney Plus
I
in
liked
Australia.
it.
Yeah.
I didn't understand all of it because I watched it without subtitles because I wanted to be immersed in the
For
Japanese
real? Did you do
culture.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you should watch it.
Did you really do that?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I loved it as much as everybody else.
Okay. Why do you think that is?
I just I think it was more.
Because you're dumb.
Yeah, I'm a dumb guy.
Mm.
I don't know because people are like, this is what Game of Thrones should have been and whatever. But I think it's I really really enjoyed it. But I didn't think it was like this is like Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
like
yeah.
you know what I mean. I didn't think it was like. I think the way people are talking about it's like
Yep.
that, and I didn't think it was that.
This-
but I did very much. I did like it.
Tubi's got the 47 Ronin, the original from the 40s.
Oh, not the Keanu Reeves
Not the
one?
Keanu Reeves one.
Does it have the Keanu Reeves one?
Probably. Maybe the sequel that he's not in.
Anyway, Shogun recommended. They'll probably do another season. They say they're not going to, but I reckon they will.
Yeah, right.
Because the book is only because it does the book because it's a mini series.
Right,
It's
yeah,
supposed to be, but I think they're going to come back to it because everyone's talking about it. And the other one I watched, which I hated, but it was very good, and I hated it, was Baby Reindeer.
Okay, now this is a story about it's a stand-up. It's based on a real-life
Yes.
situation. It's a stand-up comedian who has a heckler/stalker that becomes obsessed with him.
Yep,
Is that right?
exactly.
And you hated it. Is that because it is so uncomfortable?
Yeah, it's really uncomfortable. Anyway, so the show Pictionary from 2014 starring Jerry O'Connell. Celebrities enjoy the classic game which has teammates competing to guess words and phrases based on each other's best attempts at drawings. So it's just Pictionary.
I love that. Wonder what channel it was on. Maybe the Game Show Network or something in
Great
America?
question. It's Richard Gadd who's in it and Jessica Gunning who plays the stalker.
Yeah.
It's an incredible series and it's very personal and like it highlights abuse and like and it
right.
very like if that's something that you know that affects you that you're uncomfortable with, absolutely do not watch this because it's very I wouldn't say so much graphic as it's not like you see specifically what's happening, but there's glimpses of things, and it's a very hard watch. It's pretty short. It's only like 6 episodes and it's 20 minutes a piece or something like that. But it's like very well made.
Okay.
It's just very not fun, which is not a criticism. Not a criticism. I'm just saying that like
more or less fun than the show Beef. You remember Beef?
No, Beef is like fictional. A lot of the stuff like
no,
is
I guess
real,
that's true.
So,
but this is intended to be.
Yeah,
as I understand,
it's definitely grimier than.
As I understand it, it's fictional, but a lot of people have immediately figured out who
yes,
it's about.
So there's like the stalker. People have found this woman, and I think the abuser who's in this, they found that guy as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But that's my understanding. But I don't know. I didn't look into it. Even the creator came out and said the point of the show wasn't for you to find these people.
Right.
Like it's not. It wasn't like wasn't supposed to be.
It's not a treasure hunt of some sort. Yeah.
But it's interesting because like he has this stalker, and it's not just that like I have this stalker and this is a nightmare. Like he talks about and explores how he kind of also feeds into it because he's also like he's not well.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Yeah, and that's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, and that's not in like a victim blaming kind of way.
Yeah, right.
Like it's just like they're two unwell people in their own ways,
and it's codependent in a way. Yeah,
in a way. Okay. Yeah. But again, like it's hated it.
Great,
but it's very good.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
well, that is a recommendation that may cause me not to watch it. Probably.
Sure, but it is very good.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Oh, and I haven't read this yet, but there's a new Dick Tracy out. Did you know that?
What?
Yes, new Dick Tracy through Mad Cave Studios.
Oh my God, Nick Mad Cave.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's writing and drawing it himself.
I thought he would. He could do it too.
And it's sort of it seems to be a sort of a reboot. But the art is look at that art. It's nice.
That is very nice.
It's less of a comic strip. It's they've given it a more of a cinematic approach.
I love cinema. I'm always looking at it and going, yes, I appreciate it.
But there's some appropriate, Tommy Gunn style violence and stuff.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
Bit of rat-a-tat-tat, exactly. And it's sort of it's early days for Dick Tracy, Mr. Dick Tracy.
Early Dick days.
Exactly. Written by Alex Segura and illustrated by Michael Morisi. So
my God.
Noir infused. I'm looking forward to that.
What would you give it out of 10?
Well, I haven't read it yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, but if you had to rate it right now.
10 out of 10.
Right now, if somebody put a gun to your head
Dick
and
Tracy?
they said...
Why is he doing this to me?
That's right. He said, hello, Nick Mason, I'm real.
Oh, he knows who I am. That's nice.
Yes, I've been looking into you and it's not good.
Oh, no.
You will be going to jail. Please rate this comic that I wrote with Nick Cave.
Huh. 10 out of 10.
All right. Bang.
I thought I was going to jail. Wow. Wow, but he shot me to death.
You're going to jail in a body bag.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Probably because the prisoners can eat me.
Yeah, they'll eat you.
Yeah.
All right, anything else you've been reading?
No, that's about it, I think.
Cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah, it is very cool.
Yeah.
We should do another segment.
I agree.
I've been reading letters.
Oh, yeah?
That's a good segue. Cut out the bit where I said I haven't been reading anything else, and I can say I've been reading
You want
some
me
letters.
to cut that out,
Yeah,
dude?
you could cut it out.
That's not my job anymore.
Doesn't matter.
Collins, who edits this, that's his job. You tell him that.
Okay.
And also you have to pay extra.
I have to
You have to go back. Yeah, then we pay him more.
Well, I don't want to. Because I think this actually made a better riff.
Okay.
And also, I think the listeners can imagine that.
Oh,
they can skip ahead.
It not being
if I
there.
make this exactly 45 seconds to a minute, then they can just skip ahead.
Of this?
Yep.
Okay.
They'll have to listen to the whole thing ahead once already.
But then go back.
But then go back, and then it can be like, you can be like, hey, have you been reading anything else? And I can be like, yeah, letters.
That's perfect.
And here's the letters theme.
I'm ready.
The classic one was letters.
You really found that volume.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Took a while.
You got there.
Could have done it off air, but I chose to do it on air.
No. Well,
real.
Now we're going to do letters.
It's the room. It's the room though as well, because you can't
That's
test
true.
it somewhere. You got to test it.
I would have to show up at your house at odd times during the week and be like, "Can I test the letters thing?"
Yeah. What's bloody new?
Yeah.
What's bloody? He came in the middle of our dinner today. Unbelievable.
You said show
Just
up early.
Walked right
you
in.
Said show
Just
up early.
walked right in. Didn't even knock.
You sent a text that I will put on Instagram with your real phone number, and you said, "Come early, show up early. I'm ready now."
Show up early. I want you to watch me eat my dinner.
That's right. And you were like, "We don't have any more food." And
I
I'm
did
like,
actually say that.
Yeah.
I would have if I had have Look, I wasn't even cooking dinner.
Wow.
Not to throw anybody under the bus. But if I had been cooking dinner,
under your bus,
it was
you'd throw
Claire.
your wife
I would have had
under
that
the bus.
dinner ready before. Is all I'm saying.
Because you would have bunged it in the microwave for 2 minutes.
No, I'm an okay to excellent cook.
Nice,
I'm
I love
okay.
that. I love that.
I do a lot of cooking. I would even say more than half. Wow. Yeah, that's right.
Wow, things have changed, haven't they?
No, Mason, I've always done that.
I mean in society.
Yeah, society,
Yeah,
certainly.
society,
and then
yeah,
for the
yeah.
worse,
That's
I'd
right.
rather not cook at all. I love any meal that I don't have to cook. If somebody
Oh
puts
my
a meal
God,
in
yep.
front of me,
Yeah.
fucking incredible.
That's why I
don't
love
care
Melbourne.
what it is.
Cafe culture, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't get any food anywhere else in
That's
the world.
exactly right.
Anyways, if you do want to reach the show, you can hashtag weeklyplanetpod on Twitter
That's
or
right.
simply shoot a Gmail to weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
Bang, bang. Shoot one at me
Whoa.
like the Dick Tracy
That's
trying
right.
to murder me.
That's
for
right.
my views.
Yeah, and not
and all
reading
the
a
stuff
comic
that
or
I've done.
something. Yeah.
Sure. Here's an email from Liz. Liz says, "Hi guys, I'm a pretty new listener. I started listening because my husband loves your show so much, and I started listening recently so I can talk to him about new episodes.
That's nice.
He started listening last year while I was pregnant, and your show made a huge difference in his life last summer. Our daughter will be 1 year old on April 29th. She was born 3 months early, spent several months in the NICU.
Yeah, that is hard, man.
That's right, before she was able to come home. My husband listened to your show on the many, many drives to and from the hospital in another city to go visit her, and I really think this podcast helped him get through a difficult time. I know it would mean a lot to him to hear a shout-out or even a happy birthday to our daughter, Emma."
Shout out such happy birthday,
That's
Emma.
right.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, you haven't told us your husband's name.
No.
Um,
Big Emma.
Big Emma, that's
Yeah.
right.
I assume.
Big Mr. Emma. Shout outs to you, Big Mr. Emma.
Yeah.
You're working hard out there. You're probably making more than half the dinners.
No
And if
doubt.
you're not, why not?
And if not, when?
Yeah, that's right.
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whom, exactly. That's right.
Wow. No, that's really kind of you to say. We're glad your daughter Emma is doing so much
That's
better.
right.
And you, Liz, and also Big Emma.
Big Emma. That's
Mr.
right.
Big Emma.
Shout outs to Big
Yeah,
Emma.
that's
Big
really,
Ed.
that's really nice to hear. Like, because that is like, I mean, I can't even imagine. Like, just stressful.
Yeah.
And awful and
That's right.
sad. But that's
But now everything's cool.
yeah, everything's cool and everything's fine
right.
and everything will be that way forever.
And we did that.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, we're pretty
People
selfless.
say we don't give back, but
Yeah.
we actually give back quite a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Who do you think gave your daughter that intensive care? That was us in the hospital.
I'm not gonna no.
You're not going to claim
Nope.
that we provided essential medical attention in another country, presumably?
No, I'm not.
Okay, interesting. All right.
It was just Mason by itself.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, should we?
Because
that
I'll
was
be
a
wearing a
lo-
mask. You couldn't.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I could be anybody.
That was a lovely letter. Thank you.
That's all right.
This is from Not Another Needless Sequel, who
Uh-oh.
says Weekly Planet Pod. Hey guys, I was wondering if you had any sequels that you were initially shocked to hear were happening, but ultimately loved, and were glad they were happening upon viewing. P.S. Thanks for the awesome pod full of positivity.
You're welcome.
Blade Runner, 2049.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
I think we talked about this recently.
Mad Max.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Fury Road.
I never thought that would work ever.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but was that before our policy of anything can be good?
I don't know.
Even then, I would have been like, I don't know, because he's the happy feet guy now. Has
Yep.
he lost it?
Has he lost it?
Because you encounter all these stars and especially comedians who
Garters.
are like, oh, actually, you can't even be funny anymore.
Oh my
You can't even be
God.
funny. It's not that it's they've lost it.
Yeah,
you know what I
okay.
mean? And I was like, well, he's probably lost it.
Yeah.
How wrong I was.
You were so wrong.
That's
I
right.
would say, what do we got here? I had one. I'm sure with Aliens, I was like, don't make Aliens, but I wasn't. I was like 3 when that movie came out. So, but
And that's what you thought?
I think after Mission Impossible 2, I was like, I think this is obviously done. Like
Yeah,
I
for
didn't
sure.
think that
Yeah,
was
no,
going to
that's
be
right. And now we're in a
anything.
position where everybody ranks them differently and
Position
everybody's
impossible.
correct. That's right.
That's what I think.
Everybody's correct. Now, you know.
You didn't think Evan Almighty was going to be very good, but you
So
loved
true.
it.
I do. I love it. I'm an Ev head.
Yep. Predators. Did I hate that? I don't think I ever thought that was going to be bad, but it was a good one.
I mean, I think the fact that Prey was any good.
No, I thought Prey. I liked the idea.
Yeah,
So
right,
for that,
right.
I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
God, what else, Mason? Any others? There must be heaps.
I bet there is.
Sequels that surpass the original.
Oh, we can look at a list
And
and we
then
can go,
I'll
yes,
tell
please. And we can go, yeah, we knew it would be good.
We knew all
We
along.
knew it would be good, actually.
Or Better Call Saul. Well, it's kind of a prequel and a sequel. And does it surpass? Well, you thought Kingsman 2 wasn't going to be very good, and it
And
wasn't.
It wasn't good. I was right.
Actually, I thought that was going to be good, and it
But
wasn't.
then Kingsman 3 Kingsman prequel.
Oh, yeah.
King's Man, we thought that would probably be bad, and it was good.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. And it had Hitler in it at the end.
That's right, yeah.
Which is not why I liked it. Just want to point that out.
Didn't hurt, though, did it?
Did a bit, actually.
Huh.
The reveal of Hitler as the post-credit scene, it actually, I think, did hurt the movie. And not because it was Hitler, because it was revealed in a really weird way.
It's like a Marvel post-credits,
Yeah.
yes, exactly, yeah.
Probably Fast and Furious 5. I'm like, because after 4, it's like, well, that was fine.
I don't think I even cared about the Fast and Furious movies until about 7, honestly.
So even watching the Safe Drag, you were like, not for me. No, thank you.
No, I don't. I think I skipped most of them on original.
So it was Hobbs and Shaw that got you in,
Absolutely it was. That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
That's enough then, isn't it?
That's absolutely enough. You got a tweet there?
I do. Well, I just did one, but do you want another one?
Yeah, I would love another one.
It's from Nick Fisher, who
Oh,
said...
you did do another tweet, didn't you?
I did, but I can do another one.
Okay, great.
Nick Fisher says, with Anzac Day being Thursday, last Thursday, that's a Remembrance Day in Australia.
Correct, yes.
What are, for Australia and New Zealand, what are some films or series that cover what Aussies and Kiwis did in the war that you recommend? Gallipoli.
Sure. That'll do it.
Harrowing. Very good, though.
Yep.
Stars Melvin Gibson.
Oh, I love that guy.
That's like... that's fresh off the back of Mad Max as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So, like, that was... And before he was, like, a huge, huge star. That's directed by Peter Weir.
That's right.
People are interested in that. It's a very good movie. It's Breaker Morant's really good.
Yeah,
People have ever seen that. It's got a great end line, which will spoil the movie, but I won't say it.
That's right.
It's a good movie. It's a good
He says, I'm sure I'm tired of all this Breaker Morant.
Yeah. And then he does a breakdance into a full split.
That's right. I still got it, he says.
Well, that's got Brian Brown and Jack Thompson, so that's a good lineup.
Yeah.
The Light Horseman's a good movie about the World War I regiment, the Light Horsemen.
Okay.
They were a cavalry brigade. And there was a TV show that, what's his name? Who made it? The guy, it's just not John Blackman. God damn.
That's the guy from AA It's Saturday.
Yeah, not him. It's he was Roy or HG.
Oh, dang it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy. Yeah.
That guy.
I didn't know he made a TV series.
Yeah, he's made a couple of TV series.
Okay.
His name is John Doyle. So it's created by John Doyle, but it's directed by Kate Woods. It's a 6-part series. It came out in 2001. It's about prisoners of war during World War II in a Japanese camp.
Oh.
I remember it being really good, and it shows the modern day, and it shows. So there's a character called David, for example, who he is played by Matthew Newton, who sucks.
Sure.
In the present day, he's played by Bud Tingwell.
Wow.
So and it cuts between the two time periods. It's also got Stephen Curry. I remember it being really good, but I haven't seen it since it came out. So so those are some things that I think if you want to check out.
Well, I don't like war, so I don't have any examples.
No?
It's interesting you have so many examples.
A lot of these movies they're not like we love war and we're doing war.
But that's what you like, so that's why I'm confused.
No, Mason.
Oh, okay, right.
No, I like it, but I would never say it. Some opinions you keep to yourself.
That is so true.
You know?
Here's an email from Jack.
Jack?
Letter from a fan. It says, "Hey guys, I've emailed you 3 times throughout the years and you never respond. I'll never stop listening, but I have to ask."
Email harder, Jack.
I'll never stop listening, but I have to ask why. I'm so sad.
There's no rhyme or reason to it,
That's
Jack.
right. Yeah. But I think, it speaks to what you said there. You got to email harder.
Yeah,
I think.
and you obviously have.
Yeah. But also, here's the thing, though.
Also, don't send a million emails.
Also,
which
Jack,
he hasn't, which is not this guy.
No, that's true, but some people do. Some people send several a week. Jack has also said, "I'll never stop listening." So, maybe that's why.
We don't even have to.
You don't have any leverage on us.
Yeah.
If you'd said, "I will stop listening right now," we would panic stations, and we would read your email out.
Yeah,
but since you're like, "I'll never stop listening," weak posture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got all the power here, so we're just not going to read your email.
Where's your Sigma mindset, Jack?
That's exactly right.
Does he have a question within his email?
No, that's it.
So what? Well,
it's why is the email.
Oh, the what? We told you why.
Yeah, we told you why. Also, there's some automated responses, and one of them says, "Who's this?"
Do it.
Okay, I will. That's just a screenshot, but I'll do it later.
I do have one more tweet, and
I'd love it.
It's from Amanda Man, who actually tweeted last week and before other times. She says, #Weekly Planet Pod. Sorry to tweet 2 weeks in a row. That's okay. Some people send 3 emails.
That's right.
That's all right. I try to pass out my messages to give others a chance to be heard. But after having a bad time of it last week, I won $55 on scratchy tickets.
Oh, hell yeah.
This week. And had to ask what's the coolest or best things both of you have ever won. I've got mine, but what's yours?
Have I ever won anything? It's a great question.
I mean, Game of Life.
Oh, that's true. I have in a lot of ways.
You won the sperm race.
Yep.
By default, you were the only one. I'm not sure I got that joke out. I might have.
That's good. It's good stuff. You go first. I don't know. Have I ever won anything?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I won a Nintendo 64 off the radio station in 1999 with Pod Racer, the Star Wars game, by doing a C-3PO impersonation on Triple M's The Crud Show, and I beat out 2 other people.
Nice.
I've told this story a million times, and they said, what we're going to do, because they were doing it one every week, we're going to bring all the people in who won and did the best impression, and we're going to do a parody Star Wars trailer scene.
And that never happened.
And I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I was like in high school, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want the Nintendo 64, and thank God they didn't do it. So me and my dad drove into the Triple M studios, and I picked up my Nintendo 64, and I said, see you idiots.
Nice.
And we left.
Nice.
And it was incredible. A free Nintendo 64. The best feeling of like I couldn't win something now that would give me that feeling.
No, absolutely
Like
not.
if I won a car, I'd be like, no, I have a car.
Yeah, that's right.
There's nothing because I couldn't have bought one.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna get one.
That's right.
And then one just fucking fell out of the sky basically.
It changed your life.
It did, Mason.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
got GoldenEye. And I got Perfect Dark. And I got Mortal Kombat 4.
And you got Pink Eye, but that was unrelated.
No, I didn't.
With all the poo you put in your... You got poo on your
no,
hands,
Mason.
you put it in your eye.
I still have that 64. But no, there is nothing.
You still have Pink Eye?
No, Mason.
Interesting.
It's a different eye.
Okay.
But seriously, I'm trying to think, is there anything that could give me that? I mean, obviously kids, etc. But I mean like a physical thing. Even if someone's like, you won a house, I would be ecstatic, like incredible.
Yeah.
But it would not give me that feeling.
No, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, wow.
And that's youth.
Oh, that's youth, isn't it?
How excited was I just then?
So excited. More excited than you've been for most things in the last decade, probably.
No, yeah, maybe. Yeah, it was a big moment for me. So you've never won. Because also, I know people who do this. Just enter everything.
Just enter everything,
And I don't mean like pay to enter stuff.
No.
Just anything you come across, and obviously also not like scam websites and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
talking like competitions in your area, fill out a thing at your supermarket to win or whatever. Just enter everything and you will eventually win something.
That's so true, yeah.
Because people like me most of the time just go, this is not worth the effort.
I won't bother, and then they get 2 entries.
And I fucking hate signing up for shit.
Yeah.
I went to get some AirPods the other day because I've lost my AirPods, Mason.
Should
Anyway,
have got those AirPods insured.
yeah, and I went in there. Well, okay, so I went in there, and the guy.
Here we go, another
probably
classic
my
James
age.
rant.
It's not a rant, it's just what happened.
Oh, yeah, here
And
we go.
I'm like, can I get these AirPods or whatever?
Yeah,
And he's like, cool. And you got to, so they're behind the case, so you got to speak to a person.
Yeah.
I understand, but it's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And then he was like, do you want to get the Apple Care? It's $70. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. And he goes, ugh.
That's for virgins, you said.
Yeah, that's what I said. And he goes, ugh, and he rolls his eyes.
Yeah, classic virgin.
I'm like, oh, okay. All right. And then he goes, what carrier are you with? And I'm like, why? And he's like, well, because if you're with Telstra or whoever, that means that we can put this onto your plan or whatever. And I'm like, no. I just said no.
Yeah, right.
And he got, well, I was a bit politer than that.
Yeah,
and he again, oh, okay, rolls his eyes. And I just want to be like, are you fucking right? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then he's like, okay, I'll fix you up at the counter then. So he walks up to the counter. I see him
This is a real clash of personalities.
I see him go to the counter, turn around and leave. And I'm just standing there. I'm like, what's happening?
Right.
And I'm standing there for like 5 minutes. And I see him a few feet back from the counter just chatting to another guy.
Wow.
And they're like, are you okay? Like the other people. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for this guy, I think. I don't know. And then more time passes. And he's still chatting. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go and talk to this guy again. I don't want to, but okay.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, sorry, what's going on? I'm like, this guy here is supposed to, he's bringing up my AirPods. And they're like, oh, yeah, they're here. So he just walked up, put them at an empty desk, and left.
Whoa.
This fucking guy.
Oh, you got a new nemesis.
I don't remember what he looks like.
Oh, that's a shame.
So
was it a JB Hi-Fi?
He was trying to get like
Was it a JB Hi-Fi?
It was a JB Hi-Fi.
Then he's a guy with a beard and a metal T-shirt.
He wasn't.
Oh,
he looks more like a dad.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a mirror.
He didn't have a beard. It wasn't a mirror. I have a beard. He was more bald, too.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is fine. Which is fine.
Wow.
But yeah, it was really.
If you're this guy, if you're a listener, email in. Let
He's
us
definitely
know.
not.
Wow.
There's no way.
Oh, you know what I won?
He was rude,
Yeah,
Mason.
yeah.
So I'm trying to. You know what? Okay, sorry. You can do this, but every time I go to buy fucking anything, it's like, what's your phone number? What's your email? We'll text you the receipt. If you sign up for this thing, we'll give you X amount off.
Guys, this is turning on an all-timer, James Rand.
Not an all-timer.
It is, though. No,
nobody cares about it. But it's like...
He is fuming.
I would rather not be on a list to get
you're on a lot of
fucking
lists.
texts. I already get enough spam calls than getting fucking bed and table messaging me because I bought a blanket 4 fucking years ago.
Why don't you get a bed and table to go with that?
One time, I might have talked about this, I went to get a fucking picnic rug because I needed one. And the woman there, she was lovely, but she goes, if you sign up, this is half price.
Oh, yeah, nice.
And I just went, no.
Wow.
And she was like, are you sure? It was like $45 or $50. And I'm like, I understand, but I would it is worth it to me to just not be on whatever this is for the rest of my life.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm done.
I don't know if you are, though.
That's all my stories.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
All the nemesis you've built up over
Not
the years.
nemesis, just encounters. Just casual. I meditate now. Just casual encounters.
Yeah.
What did you win?
Oh, because I didn't win the competition so much, but the winning is the winning is the taking place. I won the Funny Ton thing in Comedy Festival in 2011.
What's that?
The thing where you get the chance to see every show in the Comedy Festival. You get unlimited.
How did you win that?
You get unlimited tickets. Well, at the time you had to submit like a little thing about your favorite stand-up comedians and all this sort of stuff. And I did that in 2011, I think.
Damn, that was before we did this.
I know, right?
That was the year I started YouTube.
Oh,
yeah.
But so and they still do it to this day. It's a sort of a race around the Comedy Festival to see the most number of shows.
Right.
It's called the Funny Ton because they hope you'll crack 100.
Have you ever?
Yeah, I did. Well, I only did it once, but I did like 106.
So how does it work? They give you that after, you get reimbursed after?
No, you just get free tickets. You just go, well, the time
you just say you're going to do it and then they give you a free ticket. Is that?
Yeah, at the time you just go into the Comedy Festival office and go, I'm going to see all these shows, and they just give you tickets.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Then you can still do that.
But that's the thing, and I met a bunch of comedians and friends to this day, so that's fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
I once won a fun run.
Did you?
In a small town. This is true. Also, I've talked about this.
Okay.
I tell this story all the time.
That's a product of skill, not luck, though, so it doesn't count.
It was a product of skill, actually. I fucking blitzed it. So this was in year 8.
Sounds like you didn't have a lot of fun, though.
No, I had a lot of fun. So this is in year 8.
Okay.
And I was football umpiring at the time, which I do not recommend. It fucking sucks, and I only did it for the money.
Sounds like here comes another classic James rant.
It's not a rant. Anyway, my family had this house in the country. It sounds rich. You've been there.
It's not.
It is not.
Yeah.
It was a shack in the woods.
It's a place where a low budget horror slasher movie would take place.
That's right.
Yeah. And the toilet didn't work.
And the toilet didn't work. No, it was a portaloo, but it was inside.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it probably also didn't work. Anyway, they had this frame run they did every year, and this kid who was probably nice enough, he'd won it 2 years in a row, and he's going for 3rd year in a row, right?
And you were like, I'm going to kill this guy.
I didn't think I would because he'd won it so often.
Yeah, sure.
I just assumed that he was like the best runner in the world. But it turns out, small fish in a small pond or whatever situation.
Turned out, he had a small disability and everybody was letting him win. And you were like, nah.
Not me.
Yeah, that's right.
So before the race, I'm like, oh, yeah, you're going to go or whatever. And he's like, I'm going to win. And I'm like, okay, good luck. And I thought, yeah, well, he will. Because I didn't realize how fit I was because I'd been running so much.
Sure.
I didn't know. And so I ran this race. It was like 5 or 6K or whatever. And I took off at the start and I didn't see him the entire time. And I thought that he was ahead of me. I'm like, how have I not seen this guy? He must have fucking got ahead of me. And but I beat him by 10 minutes. It wasn't just that I beat him.
Right.
I beat him so badly.
Yeah.
And also I felt bad because he looked really sad, but I think he didn't train, which he should, which I had done by accident.
Clearly, yeah.
Yeah.
What a time.
Anyway, and then they never ran it again.
Nice.
So I won the last one that ever happened. Feels good to be the champion.
James.
Yeah.
Was it a child?
No, we were literally the same age. We were exactly the same age.
Okay.
And I remember. So. Yeah. Anyway, I hope he thinks about that because I do. Do you think he thinks about the 2 that he won and that bolsters him? Ooh. And the 3rd one kind of, what is this show even now?
I don't know, man.
Brings him down? Or do you think that
if you're that guy, email in. If you haven't thought about that for 30 years and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, Oh, yeah, I used to do fun runs.
Yeah.
Did you get a medal or something?
I got a medal and I
Wow.
got $40.
Where's $40?
I know.
That's weirdly specific.
I know.
Wow.
It was in the junior division. It was like 97 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, it's good to be a champion.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, so one of them I won through, well, they're both really through skill. One was an impression and one was being the fittest boy
It's true.
in a small town on that one particular day.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
That's the whole show, I reckon.
All righty.
Folks, thank you so much for listening. We absolutely appreciate it. Thank you for telling your friends about the podcast or your wife.
Yeah,
friends
man.
are your wife, but your wife's your best friend.
Yeah, that's right.
Hopefully.
You'd hope so. Yeah.
Because that's how we get new listeners.
That's right.
And,
By telling your wife.
yeah, that's right. Everybody's telling your wife, mate. You might want to get on that. And thank you for leaving a 5-star review on your podcast catcher or a player of choice, because that you can just do it in an app. And if you do it, James will read it out.
Easy peasy and lemon squeezy.
That's
this
right.
is from Matches Malognia. It says,
Love that.
yelling. If you like yelling the names of various artists and media at your speakers while the hosts fumble about making vague approximations of the content in question, this is the show for you.
That's true.
It's true. And this one from Matt Reddy.
Unless you're talking about stuff from, say, Hey Hey Saturday. In
That's
which case,
right.
we got you beat.
We know all that.
We got you beat.
There's no way you know more
There's
about
no,
that.
we're the fastest guns in the
You
West.
could have been in Hey Hey It's Saturday and we got you beat.
That's right.
This one's from Matt Reddy, who says, awesomeness in every corner. I was turned on to this podcast by a coworker and it's been a great ride. Love the back and forth banter. The subject, they were great. Subject they cover are great, and the down under accents are a fun listen. Keep up the amazing work.
I mean, okay, one, we don't have accents.
Yes.
But two, that's the way you do it. Tell your coworkers.
Absolutely.
In a way, isn't your wife your greatest coworker?
It's true, especially if you work together.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Folks.
Yeah, man.
If you want to get into contact with us, you can go to weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com if you're somebody
If you
that James
wanna
has
get
wronged
in-
in the past and you want to get even by
No,
sending
man.
an
People
email.
are wronging me.
Interesting.
I'm doing rights and people are doing wrongs on me.
I don't know about that. Also, you can go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group. You can go to the Weekly Planet Podcast subreddit and Discord for fun civil chats about podcasts and pop culture. Thank you to Fidel and Maisie and Sarabi
Yeah.
for keeping all that moving in the place, and also doing clips channels and TikToks and all sorts of stuff. We're in TikTok.
That's
not
right.
a big deal.
Yep.
We're doing a youthful thing.
Oh, yeah. We're on there.
Don't even worry about it.
Bing, bang, boom.
If you want to follow some people on the socials, first you can follow our friend Rob Collins. He's at Rob Collins on Twitter. He's at The Weekly Planet on Twitter. He edits this podcast, and he'll also keep you up to date on all things The Weekly Planet. You can follow me on Twitter at Wikipedia Brown and on Instagram at Nick Maso. James is Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere.
That's right.
If you want to support the show, you go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. Chucking a buck or no amount you would not miss. That is the key.
Chucking
Or if
$1.
if you're absolutely rolling in dough, if you've won $40
Whoa.
during a fun run.
And if you want it during the 90s, imagine what that's worth now.
Oh
Let me
my
check
God.
that out.
If you put it into a pyramid building society, imagine what it's worth now. Take it out. And you can go to bigsandwich.co, sign up for $9 per month. Bonus podcasts, movie commentaries, early videos, video game let's plays, all sorts of stuff.
That's right.
Thank you to The Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes. Go to tpublic.com, search for The Weekly Planet. You can get a Weekly Planet t-shirt, probably a mug as well, a throw pillow, I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't
can
know.
you imagine?
I can imagine that. I can imagine a bunch of stuff.
Must be nice.
It is nice.
To
It's
use
really
your
nice.
memory and imagination.
Oh, it's nice, all right.
Okay, so $40 in 1997 is now worth $101.10.
Oh, damn! That is practically a year of Big Sandwich.
I would love $100.01.
Mm-hmm.
101. Oh, also, I won a football.
Did you?
I won an Essendon signed football.
Oh,
So it was I think it was like 2014, and I went to this Essendon kind of fundraising thing where they fundraise for the club, and all the players were there, and I'm like, I don't care about football, and I don't care about Essendon, and they're like, and the winner of the signed football is this guy, and I'm like, cool. Everybody else in the room would want this more than I would, literally. Also, it was the year that they got done for drugs, and they got done. So I've got Essendon's drugged football.
nice.
Yeah, somewhere. Or I kicked it over the
You should have
fence.
mind putting a big syringe into it. Oh, you know what? I won one time.
Yeah.
I won tickets to a music festival because I called up Triple J, and they played like a fraction of a second of a song, and they're like, "What's the song?"
What was the song?
This is a Stereo MC song.
Stereo MC.
Exactly.
What was the music festival?
Bad.
Did you go?
Yeah, I went. I went with our friend Emily.
Ah, what was it like?
Uh,
What festival was it?
I
Sorry.
can't remember what it's called.
Was it Rumba?
No, it wasn't Rumba. No.
And it wasn't like the big day out or something
And
like
it wasn't
that.
M1, Triple M.
It wasn't Triple M's one. Well, it wouldn't have been, I guess.
No, that's right. I can't remember.
Yeah. Who was there?
Assorted electronic artists.
Beep, boop, boop, boop. Like that?
Exactly, yes, that's right.
I'm glad you had a bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, man.
Formative, I think.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. See you next week.
What are we doing next week, though?
Don't know.
Great.
Oh, maybe Boy Kills Everybody.
Maybe Boy Kills World.
Because they switched it. Because that was coming out last week and this week, and they switched it with the Fall Guy.
Yeah, that's right.
So we might do that. Or something else, I don't know.
It's everybody's fault but our own.
Or something TV.
That's our sign-off now.
That's true. Something TV will happen.
Ooh, maybe.
Or has happened.
Yeah.
Okay, goodbye.
Grab that gem. You guys will see you next week.
Bye.